the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Feel the beat, round and round. Make my feet hit the ground. Yeah, you know I like this sound.
Hi. Yeah, we're going. Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on the 31st of December. It's New Year's Eve. Uh, tonight's gonna be fun. So we're gonna play a little bit longer. We start a little bit early. We are in session 80 of Odyssey, the Dragonlords, title Ná'oolkiłí. I am not going to tell you what that means, but it's not that hard. So we are going to do a recap, and then we'll get into it if Arcadia is around.
Good morning, streaming live from Washington, D.C. During the 3-day journey to this island, Nico attuned to his vine tunic. And we now have 2 young adult dragons. One is staring at Corbin saying, "Dad," and the other is sitting across from Gravik looking at him. And with all the sunrises and sunsets, we have no idea what day it is. Uh, Corbin says, "V, what has happened to you? You've gotten so big." Um, I'm just me. Do you feel any different? I do. I feel stronger. Corbin leaps on her back. Let's see if we can go for a ride. She cringes at first, but then says, "Okay, hang on," and takes off flying around the ship. Corbin is very happy. He remembers the old days. While everyone is distracted, though, Gravik, who is the only person who failed from his constitution save when we were zipping around, seeing the sunrise, sunset, he stumbles to the railing of the ship and starts throwing up. And Demetrius tells him to make sure he cleans it up. He doesn't want to be on a dirty ship. It is nighttime. We have floated right into the bay, and Demetrius instructs the crew to drop the anchor, and they will establish a safe beachfront on the island for us to land. And the sky is filled with more stars than we have ever seen in our lives. Everyone except for Corbin, however, notices that every once in a while, some stars wink out of existence while others abruptly transform into bright clouds of light before disappearing. Gravik knows through basic astronomy as a kid that some of the stars have a life cycle, and the ones that go brighter are actually going supernova. And Demetrius asks him about it, but you can tell from their conversation, Demetrius is convinced that the stars are gods and that this astronomy that Gravik is spouting is a harebrained theory. And Corbin chimes in and says, "Next, you're going to be saying the Earth isn't flat." And Gravik basically gives up trying to convince Demetrius that there are stars and that the sun is a star. And concerned. And she's very and Arcadia asks her what's the occasion.
Jesus fucking
and
Christ,
says,
dude.
"Oh, I just felt
You
like
son of a
putting it up."
bitch.
Oh my god, can anyone hear me with all of these sounds?
That gave me a fucking heart attack. Jesus Christ. It is my favorite touch.
Well, I have no idea what people could hear.
Oh my god. Thank you,
Comes up on deck. This is interesting.
Dwayne.
She's very
Jesus
finely
Christ.
dressed. And we invite her to come with us. She shows vengeance. Corbin shows vengeance to Kyra. And we kind of we think that because of the lore involving this island, we should invite Vulcan, because the smith on the island that's in the Iron Golem worships Vulcan, but that doesn't work out. Nico prays to him, but there's no response. So we take a boat to the island, and Corbin flies on vengeance over, but Aziz goes up to Gravik. Actually, Gravik asks Aziz if he wants to come with us or if he wants to stay on the ship. And Aziz asks him for money because he says he is not free like vengeance. And then Gravik says, "Well, I was happy to have you around without having to pull your weight, but you're not going to come now that you're big and strong. I don't think you really deserve a share of what we find out there." And Aziz says in Draconic and throws a bucket and says, "When will he actually bond with me?" And Gravik is like, "What do you mean you want to bond?" "Do you want to bond?" "No, I want you to want to bond, but you don't want to." "Well, if you want, I guess we can." And basically, Aziz throws a fit, and Demetrius warns Gravik not to take the oath of the Dragonlords lightly, and explains to him on the ship when we leave Aziz behind. He is angry, and you see him facing away from us on the bow, and he raises his head up and shoots off a jet of lightning into the air. So that's the first time we've seen what he can do. But during the journey to the island, Amitrius explains to Graphic that this bond of the Dragonlords, oath of the Dragonlords, is very, very serious. So he shouldn't take it lightly. And he gets the idea that when you're bonded to a dragon, if either one of you dies, the other one will die pretty soon without any kind of intervention. Gravik, while he's on the boat, casts Detect Magic to see if he can pick up anything in the surrounding area. And he does not detect anything magical whatsoever in the surrounding area, not even the magical weave. He's not even sure if he was able to cast the spell, and he doesn't say anything, but he pales and goes silent. When we land on the beach, we look around and a sphinx suddenly appears next to us. But it seems like she's always been there. Maybe she's been waiting for us since the dawn of time, and she speaks. I bear your kind no ill will, and I hope you find the knowledge and treasures you seek here, she says to us in a calm and assuring voice. It's almost like she's continuing a conversation that we forgot we were part of, answering a question we forgot we asked. But know this, he is coming. If he finds you, he will devour your flesh, your soul, and your very history. Nothing shall remain. 3 roars announce his arrival. 3 and no more. This is the time that he has allotted you. Use it wisely. When we look again, she has vanished. Perhaps she was never there at all. And we all remember that there are 3 locations on this island that can be explored: a stone table, the overlook, and the pit of stars. We go to the overlook. We come to the north shore of the island, an area covered in strange green metal. The metal extends into an outcropping that forms a platform over a steep cliff about 1,000 feet high. On the far edge of the platform is a large telescope, 20 feet long and fashioned from bronze. Corbin runs over and takes a look through it. He sees the great city of Mitros. The bronze colossus of Pythor stands watch over the bay, which is bustling with merchant ships. Marble and bronze buildings line the city's many busy streets in the shadow of Mount Vulcan. Demetrius looks through it as well, thinking he wants to zoom in on some of the details. But he peers through and Mitros looks pretty similar, but the walls and buildings are richer and on a grander scale. Statues of all of us stand in many plazas. Gravik hesitantly looks through. It looks pretty far into the future. The city is under siege by a vast fleet of vessels. The flags bear the symbol of and depending on your hearing, it's either the Lizards of the Fae or really the Wizards of Fae. Arcadia looks, and looking in, the city lies in ruins. Strange ogre-sized humanoids work in the dust, digging up artifacts from the ruins. The artifacts are corroded shards of the statues of all of us, unrecognizable with age. The humanoids have 6 arms and are a little bit bigger than the Gigans that we're familiar with. Nico is afraid to look, but he can't help it, and he sees something indescribable and alien. It looks like it's hundreds and thousands of years into the future, and unbeknownst to the party, he is afflicted with indefinite madness, and the saying that was given to him was, "Being drunk keeps me sane." And with that, we hear one very large, loud roar echoing throughout the island. We decide to go to the Pit of Stars. We come to the edge of a vast pit that engulfs the center of the island. Beyond the edge of the pit, we can see a black void full of bright stars. A narrow stone stairway winds its way down along the edge of the pit, leading to a door-sized opening in the rock. And as we're all standing there, some of us are overcome with something. Corbin falls unconscious, and Amitrius starts babbling incoherently. Arcadia notices that she goes down to Corbin and sees Vengeance shaking him. He appears to be sleeping as he's lightly snoring. Demetrius says, "Don't be silly goats. We have to flip the table." Gravik doesn't seem to even notice that he's speaking incoherently and says, "Yes, Demetrius, we've got to flip the table." "Don't worry about the tea, man." "We won't." "I can't bear with these fellows." "Yeah, Demetrius, we should probably check it out." Demetrius shakes his arms frustratedly. Arcata splashes a little water on Corbin, but he's out. He's breathing, but he's out. Nico and Demetrius followed him, and followed her, as well as Vengeance. And Nico's just chugging his wine flask. Demetrius closes his eyes to channel his divine magic, and as a glow appears, it sputters out. "The frogs are herbalists." Gravik says, "Yes, Demetrius, yes." "Arcadia, the frogs, the frogs." Arcadia goes to investigate the door-sized opening, and when she activates her drift globe to see through, she sees a sphinx with, of course, the head of a goat staring at her. Beyond that door and this female sphinx is a treasure vault. The sphinx smiles when the four of us come down and asks us if we have come for a taste of the treasures of the ages. "Poison, fool." And Arcadia says, "No, what is that?" Demetrius folds his arms and again says, "Poison, fool." But Vengeance, without Corbin awake, says, "Treasure?" Gravik says, "No, no, Vengeance, no treasure." And she says again, "Treasure?" And the Sphinx sighs and says, "So be it." And we fight a Hieroko Sphinx. We have a mighty battle, and eventually we see that Vengeance flies and breathes her paralyzing breath to paralyze the Sphinx. But when she breathes, because she hasn't done this since she's grown, the cone is a little bigger. It's 30 feet, and it hits both Demetrius and Nico. And Nico gets paralyzed while the Sphinx decides to save. And Vengeance is, "Uh-oh, sorry." And we find that this Sphinx can blink and move about and teleport itself. And what it does is also, it looks at Demetrius and reverses time. So just for him, he goes through Groundhog Day. And the amazing thing in this battle was the first attack that he did 3 times in a row is the exact same damage. So we have this fight, and eventually it is V who takes her down. V is a lot stronger now. And when the Sphinx is slain, the body rots away rapidly and disintegrates into dust. We hear a whisper on the wind. "We shall meet again in time." V looks around for treasure. Corbin, beyond the door, almost like it materialized, is a gorgeous quiver and arrows. V grabs them, looks at them, and flies over and lays them on Corbin's sleeping body, trying to wake him up. "Papa." Then Gravik says to Kyra, "Remind me what the god of you are again." "Mischief." "You sure it's not uselessness?" "Are you sure you want to go down this path?" "Oh, I am definitely sure I want to go down this path. What the hell were you doing during all that?" Demetrius says, "Worth endless sea. Need to mud to the next pillar." And Kyra says, "Cool." Arcadia is about to say something, but then she remembers her conversation with Atalanta and stops and just has a smug smile on her face. Kyra launches a fireball at Gravik while Demetrius retreats. Gravik casts a successful counterspell and it dissipates. "Yeah, nice try," but then she turns him to stone. After a long discussion about what to do, we ask Nico to restore him with greater restoration. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any diamonds, he thinks, but Arcadia, during the Great Games, had bought 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds for him to use in the case we ever needed Revivify. This was the day that Demetrius was killed by Gaius. She reminds him of that, and so he takes those diamonds and grinds part of them to get 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust to restore Gravik. We head to the stone table. At the highest point of this strange island, we come to a bizarre dinner party. A massive stone table with a dozen matching chairs stands out in the open. An ogre-sized man sits at the head of the table, fast asleep. His 4 human-sized guests are much too small for the chairs that they sit in. The humanoids are also asleep. They are almost completely hidden by their hair, which has grown extremely long and unkempt. There is food on the table, and it looks like fresh food. Sorry, I went into dictation there for a second. And the reason why we were finally convinced to restore Gravik was we were reminded that when Gravik asked about the White Book of Thylea that he needs to find in order to see how the two worlds, his world Faerun and our Thylea, are somehow connected, Zymor, aka Bahamut, had told him to go to the constellation of the blacksmith. So Amitrius encourages him to look around and try to see if any of this makes sense to him. They go to one of the Amitrius and Gravik goes to one of the humanoids, and Gravik recognizes, he thinks that it's somebody, maybe a hero that he has heard about in the past, who just up and disappeared one day from Faerun. Amitrius looks at another of the humanoids, which also turns out to be a human, and he thinks that perhaps if he shaved his head bald and gave him a mustache and put on about 50 pounds, he might be our old traveling companion, Steve. Corbin investigates the large ogre-sized man, and he looks like Lou, his old self. He tries to wake him up, but he doesn't wake, and Corbin goes through his pockets. Arcadia goes to one of the other two humans. One is a human female, and she looks pretty much a dead ringer for Ileana, a little older, but with really long hair. Amitrius uses his divine sense and doesn't sense anything other than Kyra, being a celestial. Nico goes to the last humanoid, a tiefling, and he has heard rumors of an old hero named Ilron, and he looks a lot like him. Amitrius suggests to Gravik to pray to Bahamut, and we've never seen him do that, but he does, but we don't see anything, any response. Arcadia takes a closer look at Ileana while Gravik is praying, and she appears to be maybe in her 40s, is scarred, and is missing her left pinky finger. Her right hand is closed around something, and when Arcadia opens it, she finds she is grasping the little wooden toy eagle that Arcadia gave to her many years ago when they were children. But it's the one that Ileana returned to her when she broke off further contact with her during the Great Games. Arcadia swallows pretty hard. And other than that, Ileana is just wearing a tunic, not her armor. Arcadia looks in her backpack, and the wooden eagle that she has is still there. And the one Ileana is grasping looks about 20 years older. Amitrius follows Arcadia's example and checks Ilron. He doesn't find anything on his tunic, but he does look a little older than what the history books have said, and he also has a bunch of scars up and down his body, and it looks like he has possible dragon claw marks on his back. Nico, who is trained in medicine, looks at Lou, and he looks like he is in perfect health and in perfect condition other than his long hair and beard, and Corbin cuts off a lock of his hair. Amitrius asks Gravik if he trusts him, which makes Kyra laugh, and he tells him to eat the food. So when Gravik eats a piece of food, he falls asleep. And while he's asleep, Amitrius decides to let him sleep for a minute or two to see if maybe he discovers something in the dream realm. But unbeknownst to the party, he gets long-term madness, and he feels compelled to touch things that are not his. When we decide to get the hell out of there, the last roar goes off, and a creature appears right in front of the party. It is another Sphinx. We find ourselves transported to an alien world. Overhead, the sky is black and starless. The ground is a mosaic of our own horrified faces. It looks as if we were all buried in the earth, our heads thrown back, our faces locked together in a grotesque pattern. We are transported to what appears to be in space. We see an obsidian moon hanging low in the sky, and blood drips from its craters, splashing to the ground where disembodied faces lap at it greedily. The blood pools at our feet and begins to take hideous form. Gigantic floating brains, which snap their cruel bird-like beaks, reaching towards us with hideous tentacles. While Gravik is just staring at this scene with a horrified look on his face, he doesn't realize that he has reached over and has started to touch Arcadia's bow. She slaps his hand away. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, nothing. We engage in battle. And Vengeance breathes her cold breath on the line of these brains. And Nico tried a new spell in the previous battle with the Sphinx, and he does it again. It's called Guardian of Nature, and we see him. He is a mighty fighter with that, along with Titan's Bane. Kyra pets Vengeance as she comes back after doing all that damage to the brains, or the grells. Says, "Good job, girl," and Arcadia sees her pull out a book. Gravik tries to shoot the brains with lightning bolts, but they're all immune and seem to get a little bit bigger. The Sphinx is sitting back on her haunches, watching. She seems to be sizing us up as we fight. Kyra laughs a little bit at one point, and she casts Fireball on the 3 remaining grells that we have, including Amitrius and Gravik. Amitrius says, "Please, Kyra, thanks." And she says, "You're welcome." And Gravik says, "You're useless, Kyra." And Corbin sees her hastily write, "Well, fuck him then," and make a check mark in her book. I believe it is the black book, the one that we always see her write the names of dead people in. While Amitrius just says, "Damn, it's been a while since Kyra fireballed me in the back." And we eventually beat all of the brains. Corbin is the last to kill it. And he talks to the Sphinx and says, "Please show us mercy." And she responds, "You were warned." And Corbin clicks his heels and activates his boots of speed and says to her, "If you release my friends, you can take me." And she responds in Sylvan, which is a language he does not understand. And none of us can actually hear her. So for the Twitch stream watchers, what she did say was, "You are not the one I want." And we hold our action at first to see if she'll attack, and she does. She casts a spell and says, "Melt," and fire and flames start to engulf Arcadia, and a 10-foot wide, 40-foot high cylinder comes onto her, and she responds with absorb elements. We continue fighting, and the last thing that happens right before we end is the Sphinx suddenly teleports, I don't know, about 40 or 50 feet, and appears right in front of Arcadia. And that is where we end our session, and who knows what day it is, who knows where we are, but we are deep into this battle.
Sus. And I would like to point this out. I was talking to Sketh last night about it, how I perfectly set him up with the enemies in a line, and he used his little lightning, and nothing happened.
Yes. I know. Did I just say that? I think.
Yeah.
I said the brains got bigger.
Yeah. You said it. It was just because Sketh was whining about it last night. It was funny.
I wasn't whining about it. Just pointing it out that you knew I couldn't resist that line of enemies with lightning bolts.
All right. So we are at the top of the round, and Arcadia, you're up.
Okay, so wait, where's this thing? Oh, I see it. Okay, never mind. I just don't see it. Okay,
right next to you.
Yes, I see. Yes. So, you notice that it doesn't take a lot. I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to startle Arcadia, as Gravik found out when he tried to scare her when she was checking out a chest.
You're totally bogan.
And but seeing the Sphinx appear in front of her does startle her for a second. But when it appears in front of her, I'm just curious because she's been at a distance from it. Does she recognize its gender? Does she know it's a female?
Give me a medicine.
Okay.
Are you kind of ducking down to check?
No, I would just know just by like a facial feature or something.
Okay. Yeah, give us some medicine.
Eyeliner.
Yes, you realize that the Sphinx is a female.
Okay, when the Sphinx appears in front of it, she looks like she's about to just like snarl at it, but then she sees that it's a female, and then she kind of has a slight smile and then nods at it as she uses her action to disengage. And she moves here, and then she uses her bonus action. Can you move me there so I can, or I can add. Thanks. Then she will use her bonus action to dash over here. And that's my entire turn. And Nyx, we discovered in our battle last time that this creature is pretty much immune to any kind of normal damage. So Nyx isn't even going to bother because she attacked her in the past and nothing happened. And I passed my turn as soon as I open my combat tracker because. All right.
All right, the Sphinx. Just looking. Matt counts the time to check out the Sphinx's parts. Is going to look over at Arcadia and melt.
All right, I'm going to do the absorb elements again.
Okay.
It's the same one as before, right?
Wait.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I checked off a spot. Let me get my absorb fire.
Dan.
Okay.
Ooh. Nice con save. And then it's going to let out a roar. Let's see here. No, it is not actually. It's going to. It's going to pass his turn. Vengeance.
Yay!
Woohoo!
How far can vengeance go?
80 feet.
It's fun to see Vengeance's new powers. Holy crap, she's strong.
She can make it all the way up to her if she wants.
She can get to the Sphinx?
Yes.
Alright, well, let's see. The new 30-foot cone here.
It's the female just post and oh my god.
That won't hit Dan, right?
I do not believe so. Nope, it will not.
So, she'll go there and she would give it, cold.
Alright. Cold. Oops, not that one. We'll do this one. Save and half.
Plus 11, damn. Yeah.
Alright. Anything else from Vengeance?
That's her full movement, right?
Yeah. No, she was... Yeah,
If she's got any movement left, she'll just back off straight to the west.
She has 15, so bam. Alright, and at the end of her turn,
Bad Sphinx.
this Sphinx is going to teleport right next to Arcadia. in Arcadia, you now notice, since you have been looking, that the Sphinx now appears to be male.
Oh, that's the go sign. It's time to kill.
Oh, interesting.
And Nico, you're up.
Ha! The name Androsphinx. Ha!
Hey, you figured it out. See, they're named it. They have names for a reason.
35 feet there. Still out of range. All right. Nico will cast Conjure Animals. And conjure 2 dire wolves.
Nice. Get those out.
Ace wolf.
Some big wolves.
Should have got some pigs.
Goats.
Pigs in space would be better.
Pigs in space. Oh my.
Dire
Pigs in space. Oh Jesus.
dire wolves.
Direwolf. That's 2 of them, yeah?
Yeah, 2 of them, one on each side of the Sphinx.
Alright. Like that.
Right?
Alright.
Mark off my spell slot and that's my turn. That's it.
Alright. And at the end of your turn, the Sphinx, he is going to take a swipe at Arcadia.
Now she snarls at him.
I assume she would. Oh my god!
Got
That
plus
worked.
12.
Kyra, she's going to say, do you want some help, or are you just going to keep bitching?
Who's bitching?
Gravic. She has Gravic targeted.
Okay, Gravic will sigh as he sees the Sphinx disappear once again, and he's gonna shout to Ametreus, "I've got a plan! I don't know if it'll work or not, but you'll take another
Ask
look at
Kyra
this
for
thing."
help.
How does the Sphinx look right now? Is it
Well,
beaten up, or does it look pretty good?
It's Kyra's turn. She's asking Gravic if you want her help.
Oh, if I want her. Okay, my bad. For once, yes!
Okay. And she is going to do this.
Or Arcadia. No, she's gonna bomb you guys. She's gonna bomb you guys. Fireball.
She's
gonna
going.
fireball on Demetrius.
No, she's actually going to cast darkness right there.
Oh no.
Maybe oh no, maybe not no.
Hold on. The good
Okay.
idea, Kyra.
And
How does that help?
at the end of
Anybody
your
else?
turn, he's going to take another swipe at Arcadia.
That would get a hit.
Alright. Gravic.
Okay,
Very
so
creepy,
now,
yes.
well, before it was covered in darkness, what did the Sphinx look like? Did it look beat up, or is it still in pretty good health?
Oh, pretty good health.
Okay. Gravic is going to reach into his bag of holding and pull out the potion of invulnerability and swig that.
Ooh.
Nice.
What's that do? What's that do?
So I don't have the coding for that. Is it in modules?
It should be under spells. Maybe let's say spells.
You have resistance to all damage.
Bone. Potion. Yeah, it's under. If you go to spells, type in invulnerability. There'll be a one for potion. Just add it to your.
Should you be
That
the
in,
one bringing that?
the
Graham?
automatic effects, or
Yeah, I got. I'll just add it to you.
okay,
I'll put it under equipped items.
okay.
There you go.
Okay, there it is. Do I just put all those on me, or just myself?
Just the self.
Okay. And he'll throw the vial away, and then he'll pull out a scroll of.
Remember, potions in this game are an action.
Yeah, that's an action, but it's a bonus action for a scroll, I believe.
Huh?
Let me just double check that. I was looking at it earlier. Oh, yeah, casting time is a bonus action for Divine Favor, but using the scroll is probably an action, so I'll hold off on that. And he'll move 30 feet that way.
Actually, you can use a bonus action spell as a.
Reading a scroll. A scroll requires an action, I guess.
Yeah, that would be an action, I believe, so. That'll be it for his turn then.
Yeah, I was looking it up while you were talking about it.
Is Corbin still enjoying his happy place?
Corbin's still enjoying his happy place. What's up,
Nice.
Sven? Poor Corbin.
More beer for me.
More beer. Now the midget. He's coming back with an older man, and he's going to cook. Looks like he's going to cook a surprise.
We
Yeah. Demetrius.
will look around for the St. Pauli girl.
Demetrius will take the dash action. And he will say to Arcadia, Arcadia, stop running away. It will just teleport you. Come in here and brace yourself and just take the hits.
And she looks at you and she nods, although she looks like she's barely standing. But she is not one to. She had already figured that out herself. Though she wasn't sure like how many, if this is an ability that it has all the time or if it can only do it a few times. So that's why she was checking that out.
Nice. Oh. Oh. So as this wolf bites into the Sphinx, it doesn't look like it did any damage.
Well, I can't really tell because there's a
Oh shit! Yeah.
There's a big cloud of darkness.
Yeah.
darkness in a way. I'm not able to see what's happening.
I will yell to Nico. Tell the wolves to grab onto it.
I don't think wolves can grapple.
Can I?
Right?
Well, the Sphinx is right in front of me. Do I notice that Demetrius is talking out of, like, I can't see him? Do I notice that there's darkness?
Yeah, you would notice that where all your buddies were, a big old blotch of darkness just plooped there, and then you could hear him coming out from the darkness.
All right. Well,
That's why
then my
you also heard him say from the darkness that he wanted you to get brace.
oh, that's what you meant by brace yourself. Okay, yeah. So she is going to use her bonus action to. Well, she's going to. She doesn't want to use her. Okay, she's going to use her bonus action to disengage. Well, how can I move through this wolf before I do that? I'm trying to figure out. Well, it's like double movement.
It's friendly. You should be able to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, wolves are double. Yeah, it'd just be double movement.
Okay, so that's my bonus action. So that's a bonus action. So I still have movement, right?
Didn't you just bonus action disengage, right? Is that what you did?
Oh, right. But yeah, you use the action. Yeah, the movement is disengage. I mean, the movement is also part of that, right? Okay. As an action, she would normally want to attack, but she doesn't want to give away her position now. So she's going to take a potion of greater healing as her action.
Okay.
I marked it off, and I passed my turn. Nyx is gonna just not do anything.
Okay.
She's just gonna stay away. I mean, she's gonna stay away from the Sphinx.
And now
She
you
can fly high.
and you can't see, right? Yeah, you can't see. So next is there. Right. So the Sphinx is gonna come right up to Arcadia. And since you can't see,
Oh, great.
you did it, not me.
Well, she wouldn't know this thing has blind sight or whatever it does.
That is fair.
I guess Kyra didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, neither did Demetrius. He told her to go in there.
True.
There we go.
What's that for?
Great. Critical.
Sentinel. When a creature within 5 feet of you attacks one of your allies, you can up attack.
Okay.
Nice. God, I thought that was on me.
Yeah, 2%.
With that coming out of the darkness and her not expecting it, Arcadia takes a knee.
Ooh.
Yes!
All right.
Oh,
So
they
Corbin,
were just getting ready to bring me the brats.
so Corbin, yeah. As the barbecue is in high feast, they're bringing you a plate. You pop back out here.
I appear like eating a half-chewed brat.
And Sphinx is gonna do it again.
Yeah, bye, guys. I have 1 HP. He just breathes on me. Yeah, and then she was like, yeah, so she just was on one knee anyway and was barely up, and then she just falls to the ground.
And the Sphinx starts cackling. As Demetrius, it looks like the Sphinx is a female now. Vengeance.
Does not notice that.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
Hey. See how you're gonna play that out.
Vengeance will fly there and let go with another cold breath.
All right.
Sorry, Wolfie. got advantage?
Has advantage.
And seeing Corbin appear, she would fly up towards him.
Okay. So that was. Yeah. Should make it a boot there. And at the end of your turn, the Sphinx is going to look at Demetrius and say, "That was pretty fun, wasn't it?"
And Amitrius looks back at the centaur and or the Sphinx and grins. Like, yes, it was.
And she'll say, "Go away."
Advan.
Okay. Well, he didn't. Sorry, I guess I should have asked that. Nicodemus.
They have good
What?
brothers there.
Whoa, plus 11? Holy cow.
Yeah, where's that plus 11 from?
4 from a regular save and 4 from an aura and 1 from a ring.
Oh, the ring. Okay. Nico.
Nicodemus can't see Arcadia in the darkness, so he doesn't know she's down. He sees that Gravik is still kind of hurting. So, well, I think I'll help you. Who will cure wounds on Gravik. Been better.
At the end of your turn, we're going to pop Oot right there. Where's Kara? There she is. She's gonna say, Demetrius, do you trust me?
Yes.
She is going to cast Enlarge on you.
Jeez. I won't.
Okay.
Does she drop the darkness then?
She drops darkness. So if you want to put the, I guess I can put the spell on her. Let's see. Here, make it easy on me. We're just going to do this. Bam, bam. So now you become what? Yeah, you're large now. You double in all dimensions. So if you increase to large, correct. So now you're a big boy. Corbin somewhere is jealous. And
Still eating my bratwurst.
at the end of that turn, she is going to attack Gravik. Alright, good thing you had that potion. Gravik.
Gravik is gonna curse and disengage and move down here while digging into his bag of holding for next round.
Right. Corbin!
I'm awake.
Had a good time.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure I activated my... Yeah, I've activated my boost speed last time, so... I should be able to... What's my movement speed? 35, so I can go double that. I can go 70. So I'm gonna fly over there and I'm going to bonus action rage. Since I was deraged before.
No, I don't like this one either.
And I will attempt to grapple.
Oops. Aww. Okay, you get it.
Alright. And we're flying around in space, so I can't really knock it prone, right?
No.
I guess I'll just use my second attack to punch it. Even though it's probably not going to do anything.
Much better music now.
So
Does
I
not
see
look.
it does,
It looks.
that it does no damage.
Yeah, you see that it doesn't look like it does shit.
Alright. Then I will, I'll just say, you've got me now, if you didn't want me before.
And she'll say, maybe we'll just go back to your happy place.
Demetrius, he will lean over.
What the hell are we talking about?
Lay on hands on Arcadia. And when she wakes up, he will say, stay within 30 feet of the Sphinx. Don't run away. And then he will...
She weakly says to you, I wasn't running away, I was tactically retreating.
That's what I meant, sorry. Yeah, you won't take a bonus action then.
Nice. Let's see. It can move. Oh, it can move 50. Alright. Arcadia.
Now I'm looking over and which way was the Sphinx looking? Like, did she see Demetrius lay on hands, or it surrounded by, all of these things now?
It would have seen lay on hands because Corbin grappled it. So it would have seen this, yes.
It would have seen it. Okay. Dang it. So it knows that Arcadia has been gone.
Yes.
Okay. She's not going to play dead then. She is going to use half of her movement to stand up. And then Demetrius is giant. Okay, but she's going to, because she can only do magic through her Hunter's Mark, so she's going to use her bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the Sphinx. And let's see if it. Oh, it expired. Okay, so I'll have to do an extra 6, but it'll be magical damage, so some of it will go on to her. I should have done this when it wasn't my turn. Actually, you know what? Can you do me a favor? Can I still attack out of my turn? Like, will Fantasy Grounds read it?
Yeah, it'll read it.
Yeah, can you just I'm going to pass my turn, but hold on a second. Because it seems like if I do that, then I can throw this on it. Let's see if that works. Okay, so it looks like it's on the Sphinx. And it looks like... please take prone off of me. Great. Okay, it looks like it's all there. I have that. Okay, great. So she has her 2 attacks, and she's going to shoot at it.
Nice. It's gonna hit. I was gonna say, watch, it does all that for nothing. But it hits. All that damage for 3 points.
That one misses, and she forgot to do her sneak attack because she's still a little woozy, and that passed my turn.
And Nick's doing nothing?
No, she can't do any damage.
Right, so the Sphinx... What is the Sphinx going to do? The Sphinx is going to attack 1 and 2 Corbin, 3 and 4 Demetrius, 5 and 6 Nico. Alright, Demetrius. Does a 31 hit?
Yeah, I would think so.
That would not. Alright. Vengeance.
Vengeance is just going to fly to there.
Okay. Like there.
And then just say, bad Sphinx, bad Sphinx.
Okay. And at the end of your turn, the Sphinx is going to teleport. Right. Yes, it does break grapple. Because it's magical. Nico, the Sphinx has it in for you.
Has it in for me. So
No,
it's following
Yeah, it has it in for Arcadia.
Nico's going to move a little bit closer this way. And he's going to try casting Fairy Fire on the Sphinx.
Nice. It fails.
Oh my god! Oh,
But
Okay, the
wait.
the dire wolves go away,
Okay, dire wolves go away.
and it is now. It's glowing blue. Hopefully that went on it.
I'm taking
Go
this
on.
music then.
Did it go on?
Looks like it. No,
Yep.
did you put
Yeah,
it?
it's on.
Yeah.
Grand advantage. Okay. And he's gonna move back 10 feet. CS 35. Oops. And that'll be Nico's turn. Awesome.
Alright. Sphinx will take a swipe at Arcadia.
bracers. Oh no, that's
Nah, that's
Yeah,
not gonna.
no,
That's
I
not
don't
gonna.
think
that's
so.
A little too high.
Oh, almost a double one.
Right. Kyra. She's going to pull out her book and start scribbling in it.
She's gonna do what?
Pull out her book and start scribbling in it.
Oh,
Gravik's gonna glance over at Kara and just shake his head, and he's gonna pull out a scroll of divine favor and quickly cast that on himself. Do I need to roll anything to cast the spell or off the scroll?
That's just a level 1, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. If it's see if it's on your list. Yeah, since it's on your list, right? Yeah. Is that on your list? Because it says
No.
cleric and a paladin.
So I can't even cast that using a
You
spell
can't.
or a
You can't
scroll?
even. I don't think you can even read it.
Jeez. Okay, never mind then. Skip that. He will pull out a potion of divination, or and he'll drink
Divination?
that, and he will enlarge himself.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And
Corbin's starting to feel.
Wait a second, is
inferior.
it a potion of enlarge and diminution? Because if it's only diminution, all I can
Yeah,
do
you're
is
gonna
get smaller, right?
you can either enlarge or reduce yourself. That's how it says. How it's
Oh.
worded.
Yeah, you gain the when you drink this potion, you gain the reduce effect of enlarge slash
Only
reduce
reduce.
spell.
Like, why would you
Gets
even include
smaller.
the enlarge
It's all
option?
tiny.
Well, would Gravik know this?
He would, but it just says enlarge and reduce.
No, look at the here. That's what it's. Oh wait. So it's specific. It says on the potion when you drink this potion, you gain the reduce effect of the enlarge slash reduce spell.
Yeah.
that's why it's a potion of diminution.
Yeah. I don't know why they would include the enlarge option on, like, it gives you the description of the enlarge too on the potion.
It's because it's a spell.
Yeah.
It's the way you enable it, but it's
Okay,
you
then
don't,
that
you don't
saves me.
enlarge.
That saves me the time in doing that. Let me
Damn,
see.
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
He shrinks.
Would have
Yeah,
been.
well,
In that case, can't even use the scroll. Yes, for the time being, he will drink his last healing potion to give himself some little more hit points. That'll be his action.
All right.
And he'll move over here. That'll be his turn.
At the end of that turn.
Okay, she's
Bracers.
going to use her bracers for that one. Hold on a
Alright.
second. She's like again, like almost taking one knee, and she holds up her bracer.
Is she holding up her middle finger when she does the bracer?
Yep, you get. Looking for it. I can't find the damn thing. Okay, there it is.
Cool. Corbin.
Alright, Corbin's gonna run over. And as usual, I will grapple the Sphinx. Or at least try to.
And you do.
Wow, just by one. Oof.
yeah.
And I had another attack. I could have tried again. Let's see. So at 30 there, I'm gonna move. I gotta check something here. I want to move right to the middle of that dot. Pull it as far away from her as I
Right.
can.
Alright, so let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, that works. Let's put you in, actually, squares. There we go.
even though I know it does nothing, I have another attack, so I'm gonna punch it anyway. Punch it anyway.
Just to piss it off.
Yeah. I don't know why I had advantage on that.
Fairy fire.
Oh,
Yep.
excellent.
What's that big circle?
I don't know.
That's 30 feet around Corbin. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, like I know it's from Corbin and he's doing something. I don't know what it is. So I'm kind of keen to see what he's fixing to do. And when you punch the Sphinx, it says, "Really?"
I imagine Corbin's kind of like Drax, just beating on it for no reason.
Yeah. Arbitrius.
Does enlarge do anything with my movement speed?
It does not. Cancel that.
Yeah. Thanks for dragging it away, Corbin. Why does everyone keep fucking running around?
I'm dragging it away from Arcadia.
Yeah, but it's just gonna teleport anyway. I will use a bonus action to try and put Arcadia on my back.
Does she allow it?
Yeah.
Then I will ready an action. When the Androsphinx comes within my reach, I will attack.
Okay.
I will position myself to the side so that Arcadia can stand on my back and fire at the Sphinx over Corbin's head.
Alright, Arcadia.
Um,
Thank you, Dan.
I'm just trying to look back. It looks like she must have lost her. Did she lose her? Wait a second. I'm trying to see if she lost her. No, she still has her hunter's mark, right? Looks like it.
Looks like it.
Okay, great. So she is going to now shoot at. She's gonna give this no. No, she can do this. Well, she's gonna do it anyway. She's gonna shoot at it.
You have magical arrows.
Oh, well, that hit it. Interesting. She didn't quite know what that was. She's gonna use her sneak attack with this guy. She only has one magical bolt. She's gonna try again with her second attack. She was sharpshooter.
Readying the goat.
Damn it! What the hell? All right, just gonna try it one more time, the third time.
Readying the goat. No goat.
And that's all she can do. She passes her turn.
And the Sphinx is just gonna shake its head and melts.
Oh no. I'm gonna use my thing again.
Okay.
Is that an attack?
It is a spell.
But it doesn't
you
have
know
to roll.
what?
Does it have to roll attack?
No.
Wait, it's a spell?
It is a spell.
Grab it, cast counterspell.
Alright, give me... What is that roll that you need to do? We're at a higher level.
Cast it at level 3. Let me see, what does it say?
Upcast it.
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a success, the creature spell fails and has no effect.
Alright, so roll roll your spell casting and we'll see if it goes off or not.
Okay, so that'd be my what is that? Just a straight intelligence roll?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, here goes.
Oof.
I'll mark off that spell slot.
Yeah, I believe it should just be an intelligence check. Even with proficiency, yeah, because it was a 4 proficiency. So if either of you have inspiration and you want to use it, now is the time to do so.
Arcadia is not even bothering with absorb elements. She is so close to death. Nothing's
Wait,
going to make
you
a
said
difference.
we all get inspiration at the start of the game?
Yes.
Can I burn my inspiration on that counter spell to give it advantage?
Sure.
Okay, I'll burn that. Hopefully this works this time.
Oh, Gravik.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Does not.
Okay, guess that was a waste.
Arcadia's down again.
And as the Sphinx looks over at Gravik and narrows its eyes.
Kyra, right now would be a great time for you to actually be useful.
So Demetrius feels Arcadia go limp and she slides off of the back onto the ground.
Arcadia's getting the shit kicked out of her. Lady Vengeance.
Why would that dismount you?
She said it slides off your back.
Vengeance is,
Well, wouldn't that happen anyway? I mean, if you're sitting on a horse and you get knocked out, you're just going to fall off,
Yeah,
right?
that's the way I would think.
Vengeance is gonna fly over by Kyra and ask her for help. Please ignore the rude one.
She can make it.
Up a little bit. There you go.
All right. And Kyra says, "What do you want me to do?"
Make Sphinx go away.
She laughs. I would if I could. And at the end of your turn, the Sphinx is going to Neum.
You can't find a spot.
Can't find a damn spot. Well, I know Nyx is flying up, so I'll give you that one.
You can move her around if you want. She's like so high in the air. She's circling.
Yeah, she's not doing shit. The Sphinx is going to teleport right next to dear Gravik. Nico.
Okay. Nico can see Arcadia down. She's gonna shut you.
Make her a target again.
He's not really rolling that with interrupt. Arcadia. 10 more feet that way.
So Kyra, she looks at Vengeance and lets out a and walks up to what's his name, Gravik. And I don't have the spell in her sheet, but she's going to use. Where is it? I think he has. You should have. Yeah. He's going. She's going to use Cure Wounds at level 2 onto Gravik.
Gravik doesn't even notice Kyra walk up on him as he's staring at the Sphinx, but then when he suddenly feels himself rejuvenate, he's gonna look over his shoulder and just be like, "What?" Just absolutely surprised she did something useful.
And she's going to say, "Don't say I never did anything, asshole," and walks away.
Not only useful, but like good for you.
And at the end of your her turn, which is good, this Sphinx is going to claw you. Gravik.
Revik, get up here. Move gracefully.
Gravik taking that hit. Is gonna listen to Demetrius and disengage and run up here.
As a sweet, sultry voice says, "Don't go away. Come back."
Yeah, no.
Alright, Corbin's gonna run down and do what Corbin does.
Okay. Let's move him down here and we'll do check. Can you get him? Or her?
Corbin, moving
Or
closer
it?
to us.
5, 10,
Right,
15,
I will
20,
move it,
25. You used 25 so far. Alright, that works.
Remember, I've got 70 regular movement.
Yeah.
Alright, and just because I'm Corbin, I will continue punching. Damn it! Stop attacking my friends. Bad Sphinx. I'll swat it on the nose.
Oh, God.
And let's see, I have a bonus action. Just because I can. As a bonus action, I'm going to grow large.
All right.
And we got all these giant people around.
I don't want to feel left out. I don't want to feel
So we'll push him back. Push you up. Right there works. Alright, at the end of your turn, Sphinx is going to swat at Demetrius. Oh, I rolled off an 18. Alright, Demetrius.
Alright. Demetrius, he will yell, everyone, surround it. Don't bother spreading up. It's cast so many spells now and it keeps teleporting, so we can't all attack, so just surround it.
And he'll say, you must be the leader. Don't stop believing. That's right. Not bad. Oh, I should have been away though.
Is that doing no damage?
No,
Oh,
it did.
it did damage.
Oh.
Did full damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
As a,
Somebody heal my Sphinx. Somebody heal my Sphinx.
Ooh.
Now the Sphinx grows a shit-eating grin when you're doing all this.
Wow.
Arcadia.
She is going to wait. I lost track of myself. So she went down again. She fell off of Demetrius. Nico just revived her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use half of my movement to get up. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark again. Oh god, only get out of my turn. And I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it again. And I'll take off a spell slot. Let me see. Get rid of that. Find mark, rid of that. Just double checking everything. Okay. And she is going to add her sharpshooter and see if she can hit it. She's going to use her sneak attack. Ah, terrible numbers, Jesus. She's going to do it again. And misses. And she's just going to stay where she, well, what the hell? She's going to get behind Demetrius then. She's going to still move around, but she'll stay close by. And pass my turn.
Alright, the Sphinx winks at Corbin as it goes to cast a spell.
Isn't it an attack?
It is a spell.
Gravik will try and use his last 3rd level spell slot to cast counter spell.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Demetrius will close his eyes.
And it is successful.
Alright.
You deprived me of my proper.
Gravik is actually going to look surprised that it worked.
As the Sphinx narrows its eyes in Gravik's direction yet again. Vengeance.
Damn it. Vengeance is gonna ask Kira, what can you tell us about this creature? How do we get out of this? Wise Kyra.
Kyra says, if you remember from last session, she looked like she didn't know what to do. So Kyra will say, I do not know. And, well, Vengeance couldn't tell us. I'm not going to say that. But yeah, she says, I don't know.
Vengeance will just fly up next to Corbin then. And she will ask the Sphinx, what do you want?
Death.
Oh, well, you wanted us to kill you. Why didn't you just say so? Should pass her turn.
And the Sphinx does not say anything. At the end of Vengeance's turn, the Sphinx winks at Corbin again and goes to cast a spell.
Corbin will use advantage.
And anything from Gravik?
I'm out of 3rd level spell slots.
You can upcast it.
I only have one 6th level spell slot left of upcasting it. I'm not going to waste that.
All right. As the Sphinx winks at Gravik, the Sphinx will turn its head to Demetrius. And will cast a spell.
It didn't attack me? I thought it was attacking me.
It winked at you. It was casting a spell onto Demetrius. Sad.
Woo!
Kyra is going to take a step back because she's not getting in there.
You skipped Nico.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yeah, you're up.
Nico's gonna move up to the side of the Sphinx. Try to hit it with Titan's Bane.
Nice. Nice.
Full damage.
Full damage.
Woohoo!
But it doesn't trigger the special effects.
Does not. Alright, so now that's that. Alright, so at the end of that turn, at the end of Kyra's turn, the Sphinx is going to Neum.
Howard. Is it running away?
Just Neumed all the way over there. Gravik.
Gravik, seeing finally has an opportunity, is going to cast Tensor's Transformation on himself.
As he starts screaming.
Yes, as he starts screaming. And
Fuzroda.
And he will look towards Demetrius and see if he hasn't, like, recharging after her, or are we just staying here for the time being?
Demetrius licks his lips and shrugs and scratches his flaming beard, and he's like, honestly, I have no idea. But I think maybe we should stay here, see what it does.
Gravik's gonna, like, just, it's a spellcaster. It might just be putting some
Ready
room.
yourself. Yeah, just ready yourself.
Gravik is just gonna start moving up here, not wanting to be bunched up just in case it wants to cast a powerful spell.
It should be out of magic by now, at the very least. There's so many things constantly.
Corbin.
Gravik, stay together, it can teleport, there's no point to moving away.
Corbin's gonna go to there. And I will grab a magic arrow. And I will try to shoot it with my +1 arrow.
Nice.
Woo!
Did it damage it?
Nothing.
The +1 arrow didn't do anything to it?
Wait, with the magic?
You should have marked it as magical in Fantasy Grounds.
I don't know how to do that.
It should be magical damage if it's a +1 arrow, right?
It should be.
Arrow +1.
Did I notice if that did anything or not?
Magic arrow. Yeah, should have hit. Yeah, you'll notice that it did damage. I'll add
Oh,
it
okay.
on.
Then I would shoot again.
With the same. Oh yeah, you do have a bunch of those. I'll just shoot when you're done. I'll just add it all in.
And that one missed. Alright, so just the first one.
Okay. It was 21. I guess that will be it for Corbin. Horse god.
I would like to use a bonus action to mount Nico on my back.
Pick him up by his scruff. Oh! Sure, he'll go right on your back.
I'll put him down next to Gravik. And
You're cutting in and out.
Demetrius, I think bunching up is probably not the best idea right now.
just stay where I can reach you.
Arcadia.
He's not doing stuff in between rounds. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I wonder if it's weakened. She doesn't like to stay in this line, so she is going to move over here. And I don't think this is coded either, but I'm going to use a +1 crossbow bolt. and she is going to attack. She's not going to use sharpshooter because she wants to make sure this hits. So I put a +1 on my modifier, but I don't have it. But it's not magical damage, so.
Seeing Arcadia is about ready to fire off arrow, he is going to give her bardic inspiration.
Whoa!
Can you do that?
I think it has to be your turn.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be your turn.
Actually, I think you're.
It's a bonus action on your turn.
Is it on my turn, or can I do that like as a reaction?
No,
No, I'm
it's a
cutting
bonus.
words
Pretty
as
sure
a
it's your
reaction.
turn. Pretty sure it has to be
Yeah.
on your turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, on your
yeah.
turn.
Cutting
Nice
words is the reaction I'm thinking of.
Okay, well, she's going to shoot anyway.
Okay.
Ooh, what happened? What's that?
You shot yourself
Oh, I targeted myself? How did
and
that
the Sphinx. You targeted yourself and the Sphinx. You hit yourself, missed the Sphinx.
happen? What the hell? Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, well, okay. I don't know how I did that.
You still have yourself targeted.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, well, there goes that crossbow bolt. It's gone. But now I'm going to just attack her normally. The other two with the hunter's mark. And she's going to throw a sharpshooter on this.
Boom.
Alright.
And there's nothing by her, so.
Not bad.
All right,
You do have
it again.
advantage though, so I think you should get sneak attack for advantage.
Oh, you're right. Well, I didn't say it, so I'll do it again. Here we go. And this time I'll use the sneak attack then. Thank you for reminding me. You sometimes remember that. Ah, 2 points. And then she passes her turn.
Does this thing look damaged at all?
Yes, it does.
She was getting full damage. And you'd be dead by now.
Alright, so with a nice little clump there, the Sphinx thanks you.
Yeah, I just told you.
Gravix plan.
Oh, I'm gonna.
If you have inspiration, I would use it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration right now. Definitely.
Here we go.
Is this considered an attack of any kind?
It is a spell.
But is it a spell attack?
It is a spell save.
Okay.
Still fail.
Nice. So Gravik looks like he's good, but Nico goes down.
Yeah, the fairy fire goes off too on it.
Oh
Bummer.
yeah.
Hey, what happened to the
Oh,
map?
the map just.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that
bad.
just disappeared.
My bad. I hit unshare instead of something else.
Nico's was the uh-oh, now Fantasy Grims is doing something. Fantasy Grims just went down
No,
for me.
Not for me.
Weird.
mine's still up.
Yeah, still for me.
I'll have to load in again.
And it says you're still on. What's yeah? Vengeance. Since you're not on, let's see. She rolled a 1.
She would fly up near Corbin and stop.
At the end of
Just
your
like he failed.
At the end of her turn, the Sphinx is going to pull something out of its bag and drink it. Oh my god.
Hopefully it's poison.
Yeah. It's killing
Yeah, can you
itself.
imagine? Wrong
can't
file.
I can't even beat them.
See, death save, right?
Yeah, in the tower, please. Thanks, sir. Kiki, Kara, just going to roll up here, and Arcadia here say, "Oh no, Nico!" as she starts jotting in her book. Gravik.
Gravik is gonna look to Demetrius. I told you not to
Just
bunch
get him
up.
up. Get him up.
I don't have anything to get Nico up with. He's just gonna push up ahead.
Nico, do you have a potion in your inventory?
You don't know.
And-
Nico's out. He's sleeping.
You have to root around in his pockets.
Yeah.
And he is going to point his staff at the Sphinx and cast Lightning Strike.
I do. Mad counts. Counter spell now. Ooh, it failed.
All right.
Aw.
What are those two?
Wait, you did that onto yourself?
Oh, I did! What?
You did
Why did I
it
do
for
that?
yourself.
Then he eliminates himself.
Just drag it onto the Sphinx. That's funny right there.
Yeah. How much?
I wonder if something went weird because I know I didn't target myself, and I don't think Gravik targeted himself. Something weird.
I'll drag it onto
Like,
the
I do click and drag. I don't know why that would have went on myself.
There, I drag it onto the Sphinx.
Okay. Does it look like it did any like actual damage, or was it halved again, like everything else?
Looks like it did damage.
Okay. That'll be Gravik's turn.
At the end of Gravik's turn, the Sphinx is going to pull out something else and drink it. Corbin.
It has legendary actions to drink potions.
Sure as shit does.
Alright, Corbin's gonna use his +1 arrows.
There's 2, 8, 7.
Yeah, remember, it's
I
resistant.
will. When you're done. 7, 6.
And
7, 19.
I'm gonna move right up to it. Actually, I take that back. I want to move between Demetrius and Gravik. There.
Those 2, yeah, those 2.
Demetrius will.
Aww.
Oh,
Arcadie's going to continue shooting at this thing.
No sneak attack now.
Right. She's using her sharpshooter skills. Alright, once again.
What type of arrows are those? The magic arrows?
I don't have any.
Those. So you only did 1 damage with that first shot.
Damn it. Alright, pass my turn. No, I actually didn't hit with that one magic crossbow she had. That was from Camos all those many moons ago.
Yes, it was.
4 dead camos.
Dead.
Lost camos.
So this
He's
is
like
going
100
to-
years old, so he's probably dead by now.
We'll cast a spell onto Demetrius.
Enjoy the bratwurst, Demetrius.
When the spell goes off, Demetrius yell, Arcadia, take care of Nico. And then nothing
And
happens.
succeeds. And the Sphinx will fly down.
He'll lie down.
Fly.
Hold on.
What?
Did it just fly in a straight line down?
Yeah.
I will AOP it on the way.
How so?
My reach weapon. That's within 10 feet. I'm large.
Is that within 10 feet of you? Look where
Oh,
look
yes.
where you look where you're at. Look where it's at. You're not
It's a
just
little
you're
more than 10 feet.
yeah. You're not even in a bloody square.
Nah, it went down in a straight line, but fine.
No, I'm going to rule against that one. Vengeance.
Come on, vengeance. Yay!
Yes!
Nice.
Vengeance. And say, you asked to die, okay. And I give cold breath. And that thing's got incredible saving.
And it goes down.
Wow!
Vengeance
And-
was very pleased with herself.
And as the Sphinx, it kind of takes a knee down and it says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. Can we go home now?
As it kills over. You're out of combat.
Arcadia rushes over to Nico because she sees that he's down and she's going to give him a healing potion.
Why would it
Because
thank
also
us?
starts rushing to Nico, but sees that Arcadia has it handled, so he rushes to the Sphinx instead.
Everyone will run
And,
over too.
Gravik's seeing that the Sphinx is down. Gravik's gonna start looking around. Does it look like the this weird space that we're in is dissipating or going away, or anything unstable happening in this particular pocket dimension?
It does not.
Demetrius will search the Sphinx.
It does not have pockets.
Then Demetrius will take out a knife.
Demetrius!
Okay.
Wait! Wait!
He will pause for a moment.
Think for a moment.
Maybe we need to bring it back to life.
We're not this isn't going away. We might
What do you mean?
need we might need it to get out of here.
I might need it to make you a nice new wand.
No, just
I will begin harvesting its horns. Or the vocal cords.
no,
Nico,
Matrix.
come
Wait,
help
what-
me. It will
So-
allow me to make a legendary item. I
So-
don't have time
so-
for you, please.
So keep in mind, you are on another plane, and
We're stuck here.
the only creature who got you there is down, and you want to start harvesting it.
This is exactly
I
what
want
Gravik is trying to explain to Demetrius.
Listen, it's an item for the recipe of the
We're-
horn of the ancient.
Stuck here, you silly horse.
Demetrius, stop! Gravik is actually going to raise his staff and ready
No
to
point.
strike
He will already
Demetrius.
stop. He's already stopped. He
Okay.
wasn't cutting into it already. I already said he paused. So don't. He will ask the party to come together and discuss the situation.
Yura, can you get us out of this plane?
She
Can you
says.
send me?
She says, "If I could, I would have done it already."
You can't send me back to the place with the bratwurst?
Bratwurst? What's a bratwurst?
Oh, you should have seen it. It's a legendary item.
It's a legendary wiener.
So is this Sphinx in any way something that we can revive? Is it like
We'll tie it up
sleeping
first.
right now?
It is down.
But is it like, like, I mean, we go down all the time. Is it like clutching its guts, like breathing, or does it have a pulse? I'll check the pulse.
Give me medicine. It has
should
a
ask Nico.
it has a faint pulse.
Are you sure, Gravik?
I think
Should I save it or should I let it die? The choice has to be made right now.
we should
I-
make sure
We
that
have no way of getting out of here. And it's the only thing that seems to know how to get us out of here.
All right,
This-
it's on you, and I will put 10 lay on hands into it.
just one. It only needs
Arcadia
one
says,
hit point.
hold on, I can just stabilize it. You don't need to bring it back.
Too bad. You already did it.
I would have just given it one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gravik is gonna stand
Hold
over.
on, guys. That's not how divine magic works, okay? I pray to the stallion, and the stallion gives me the exact points of magic that I need to save this Sphinx.
Gravik's gonna stand over the Sphinx with his staff ready to strike it.
So the Sphinx opens its eyes and stands up and says, "I invite you all to a feast.
Will there be bratwurst?
There will be bratwurst."
Yay! Kira, come on, you gotta see these.
And
Though
to
we
think I
appreciate
almost
the
harvested
offer,
you for a legendary item.
And the Sphinx says, "What say you?"
No,
I
we-
agree.
I appreciate the offer, but I'd prefer if you just.
I accept.
Oh, god damn it.
And the Sphinx says, "As a party consensus, what say you?"
It's better
Is
than
it going
staying
to be
here.
one of those? Like I tried one of your feasts earlier and I fell unconscious, and now as he's saying this, he just starts like petting the Sphinx
You hear
unconsciously.
Nico on the ground. Bratwurst! Bratwurst!
Is this
Arcadia,
our
Arcadia holds
only
your-
choice?
You may leave if you wish.
We may leave. Like back where we came from?
The Sphinx nods.
Guys, if we wanted to be safe, we shouldn't have become heroes. Come on.
Arcadia gives her hand to Nico, and she walks over. She's gonna walk over. She gives a hand to Nico to help him stand up.
Corbin wants bratwurst. Here we go.
Nico's thinking. Thanks, Arcadia. Thank you for
I
getting
need the white book.
She goes, "It's a small favor considering all the times you helped me. Shall we see what this feast is all about? I think if it attacks us during the feast, it'll get in the same trouble Helios did."
Sure will.
Besides, bratwurst.
We beat it once, we could beat it again.
So Arcadia would say, this is unusual for her because she usually doesn't like to hang out with anybody, but she says she's willing to go to this feast.
Corbin will shut off his boots. He's tired of zipping around in space.
All right. And the Sphinx swats Gravik's hand away. And
Gravik will look a little confused and look at his hand like he doesn't know what he was just doing.
as you kind of blink, you are back in the realm, and you are at the feast table from last session, but it is empty except for the food.
No
Last
bratwurst.
time I remember what happened when I ate something here.
And the Sphinx says, "Because you were not invited."
Well, why don't Demetrius? Why don't you try some of the?
Corbin's already
food.
eating the bratwurst.
Yeah,
It's a great idea, and he
they're-
begins eating it.
Yeah, there are bratwurst there.
Arcadia would go to the Sphinx. She's not even looking at the food, and she would say, "Can you tell me what happened to the people who were here when
And the Sphinx looks at you and says, they chose poorly.
Oh yeah, Elrond would definitely choose to leave.
Where are they now?
Where they need to be.
When you say they chose poorly, did they choose not to have a feast?
No. They made wrong decisions.
What decisions were those? I would like to learn from their mistakes.
They lost to me.
They lost to you?
Sphinx nods.
When was that?
I
Can you
knew
tell me?
that wasn't me. Couldn't have been the real Corbin.
I think the Sphinx is humbled that we beat it.
Humbled or impressed, either one. As Gravik is grabbing Mitris's halberd.
I think I would ask the Sphinx, where are we and what time are we?
You are everywhere and nowhere.
Do you have information on a white book of Thylea?
The Sphinx nods.
Corbin's gonna pretend he understands what the heck the thing is saying.
Would you share it with me? And meanwhile, I guess everybody else is like chowing down, and Arcadia's the only one not eating. She's still covered with blood, like barely standing, and she's talking to the Sphinx.
And there's cheesy potatoes.
Oh, cheesy potatoes.
And deviled eggs.
Oh,
There's a
we'll
cake.
have a rip-roaring time with the deviled eggs.
There's a chalky cake and cheesecake and sushi.
Now, Nico likes the sushi.
Hell yeah.
Growing up on the coast.
And the Sphinx looks at Arcadia and says, I will not share that with you. It is not for you to know.
Wouldn't you share it with the wizard?
It is where he needs it to be.
It is where he needs it to be?
And the Sphinx nods.
Can you tell me when the woman who was sitting at this table, when she was here?
For you, it was after you died.
After I died, you say?
Sphinx nods.
And when and how did that happen?
The Great Games.
Is this an alternate past? Because as far as I know, I didn't die during the Great Games.
And the Sphinx says, I am time, and I am not time. You are where you need to be.
Corbin's gonna nod sagely again and pretend to understand that.
Gravik's gonna place a hand on the side of Mitris's face and look over at the Sphinx. Do you mean we're outside of time right now? Doesn't even seem to really notice that he's touching Amitrius.
The Sphinx nods.
So that's why the
Amitrius,
stars are pointing in and out. As
As
he's saying that, his hand slides down and starts caressing Amitrius's beard. So why did you bring us here?
You brought yourselves.
I suppose. Why?
Stop touching me.
Have you ever seen the really quick? Have you ever seen the movie Cool Runnings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
What? Why did you do that?
Check your bag.
Oh yeah, can you turn off all, like, it's probably been 10 minutes now, can you turn off all the buffs for that spell?
Yeah.
I think I have to roll to make sure I don't get a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
and I'm exhausted.
Nice.
Gravik just, as the spell wears off, he just looks. Just dark circles immediately appear under his eyes. Maybe I will eat something. He's gonna stumble over to. Let's see. And Nico, and sit down next to him, and immediately his hand just goes right to his beard, and he just starts caressing it. I don't understand why. So, I guess
Did
we're
you
here
check
for
the bag,
a
or
book?
did you leave the bag with Demetrius?
Nico's gonna slap his hands away. Don't touch.
What? Why does everyone keep hitting me?
And the Sphinx looks at everyone eating and looks at Arcadia and says, "Will you not feast?"
She says, I will, but I have questions.
In good time. What questions?
Well, I think maybe the wizard needs to ask you about his book, because that's the main reason why he came here.
And I have told you, the book is where he needs it to be.
I thought you said you wouldn't share with me what you knew. I thought you were just going to tell me that and you would tell him more.
Oh, where exactly is it where I need it to be? That makes no sense.
When you need to find it, it will be there.
Can you stop speaking in riddles and just be straight?
Arcadia laughed and said, it's a sphinx.
I know, but one can hope.
Check your bag. Did you do that yet?
It's couldn't possibly. He's gonna open up his bag of holding and look inside of it.
There's nothing new. Nothing new has been added.
Well, I guess we have our answer. Let's go back to the ship.
Then the Sphinx will look at Arcadia again. Will you not eat?
She says I will. But you said the people who are here are where they need to be, and that you said that Ileana came after I had died in the Great Games. So am I alive now?
Do you have a pulse?
Yes.
Do you bleed?
Yes.
Then you live. Welcome to Mindfuck Island.
I don't understand.
And I don't expect you. And I do not expect someone at your level to understand.
Arcadia just sighs and says, is there a way... Well, we're back on the island, I guess, so we're back at the stone table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corbin's still nodding and pretending to understand.
And eating the bratwurst and cheese and potatoes. Okay. And the Sphinx is looking at Arcadia.
Oh. Arcadia decides she can't understand what she's talking about, even though she wants to know more about it. So she does a slight bow and goes to join the others.
And as you do that, Nico, you notice that Gravik has his hand in your bag, and he's trying to. He's like touching things in there.
Nico's gonna slap his hands away. I told you not to touch!
What? How? What? What are you talking
Away with you!
about? I'm not touching anything.
Puts his finger to his nose, goes, you get in me bag one time, and I'm gonna dick punch you.
No!
Screw you, man. He's gonna get up and sit next to Corbin.
Corbin will slide away from him and say to Vengeance, keep an eye on him. He's acting weird.
Graphic, stop with this nonsense.
Vengeance is ignoring you as she's eating a bunch of food.
I'll say, watch your gold. Gravik is acting weird. That'll get her attention.
Why is everyone acting like I'm a rogue all of a sudden? I'm not taking anybody's things.
Except
You
for
were
blood,
just
maybe.
touching me all over. Is that normal
No,
behavior for you?
I
Matt-
won't even touch you with a pole.
Matt Coates,
I wouldn't even
you
want my
are
staff
on.
to touch you.
You
Honestly, if I
see?
can.
Oh, please.
Pole.
That's good that
We're touching his
someone
pole
picked
arm.
up on that.
For whatever reason, I don't know, you couldn't keep your hands off me and you were rubbing my nipple for some reason.
He wants to touch you with his stuff.
You know what? I don't have to take any of this. Let's just go back to the ship. We've not learned anything new here. And he's gonna get up in a huff and start walking away from the table.
And the
I
Sphinx
will reach out and grab him by the collar to pull him back. Come on. Enough games, pay attention.
So have we all eaten? Is kind of what I'm wondering.
Everybody has except for
Arcadia. Is Kyrus chowing down? Vengeance is chowing down.
Arcadia finally sits down and she looks for something.
Corbin will hand her a bratwurst. You have to try these.
She looks at him and she goes, I don't know.
Little.
I usually don't touch things like that.
God.
I will try to persuade her.
Alright, so she takes a bite of the bratwurst.
It is very nice and juicy and moist.
Oh yeah, with his 19%.
So as go ahead.
Kyra, I just wanted to thank you for what you did earlier, and I know I haven't exactly been the kindest to you, and you helped me back there.
And you hear grab as you go to reach, you feel a sharp dagger at your throat, and she says, "Don't even try it."
Grabbing again, confused because he's not even registering that he's touching things. Just like, I just tried to thank you.
And she says, "Duly noted." As one by one, all of you nod off to sleep. And I think that's a good time to take a break. Let's come back. Let's come back at 15 after.
15 after? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we'll be back in about 7-ish minutes. So if you go away, please go back, and we'll see what happens else on this sus-ass island. See you in a few moments.
Now I'm stuck somewhere far away in a paradise escape. The distance between my mistakes. Sunk the shadows.
towards your cotton balls. I don't wanna spell it out. Ship's been sailing for a while. Now I'm docked somewhere far away in a paradise escape. The distance between my mistakes, selfish shadows.
No, Volkan's making me a bow. I haven't found anything.
Oh, I thought he showed you the bow. That's right.
He showed me a picture of it. Yeah, it was, or he
Yeah.
showed me it was half done.
Yeah.
All right.
We're back.
So we had a nice feast, bratwurst for all, double
And
egg.
they put me to sleep.
Oh yeah, then you fell asleep on it, and then so as you guys are as y'all are sleeping.
I hope Gravik doesn't touch me while I'm asleep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, As you fall asleep, you all start. I would say it's like a dream, but it's kind of like a montage, if you will. So you all are kind of hanging out in space, and you see two creatures: a very beautiful woman and a massive ogre-sized man with many, many, many arms and heads. And you see they, as it kind of flashes, as a kind of like a little love story between all of them. And she eventually goes over to the middle of this ocean and sits down, and she transforms into an island. And
What?
then into an island.
Okay.
And as she does this, this man starts beating the water as fast as he can and throws a massive fit. And all these new little islands start appearing. And then it kind of flashes forward. And these islands were all populated by little plants and animals. And you see that this tree at the center of this island blossoms with 7 strange different fruits, each the size of a boulder. They shimmered and pulsed with vibrant, shifting colors, almost as if they were alive. Seeing that they were sprouting from the branches, this man reached from the ocean and plucked the fruit. His 50 heads gorged themselves on the flesh, tearing and chewing, until all that remained were 7 spike-covered pits, which he then tossed into the ocean. Instead of sinking, the pits floated on the waves, bobbing up and down. Getting upset that they were still here, he seized each pit in a clenched fist, squeezing so hard that the spikes bit into his flesh and drew some blood. Howling in rage, he slammed the pits down beneath the water, burying them deep beneath the muddy bottom of the ocean floor. But the next morning, the pits floated back up to the surface, and before the man could seize them again, the pits burst open, and 8 children sprung into existence. Flashing forward, these children, now they're growing up, they're becoming adults, and they seemed quiet and content, sheltered on these islands. But in time, they became lonely because, well, they had no purpose. The oldest of these siblings gathered his younger brother and sisters together and proposed that they created races of mortal creatures to worship and revere them. Of all of them, 2 siblings, 2 twins, they refused. They were united by their powerful bond and did not feel the empty loneliness of their siblings. The others, they created centaurs, satyrs, nymphs, who quickly spread to populate the islands. Next, they created the Cyclopses and the Gorgons, great giants capable of moving earth and stone to build massive temples of honor of the siblings and the others who had given them life. The 2 twins regarded these new mortal races with contempt. They became bitter and resentful, and isolated themselves on the last uninhabited island, where their hatred festered. One day, the woman approached her older brother, claiming she and her twin brother had grown weary of their solitude. Offering praise and flattery, she urged him to create a new race, one greater than all the others, to dwell on her island. Flashing forward. For a time, the children here dwelt in peace. But you see now that the siblings were all adults, and you see the twins had enslaved their eldest brother. The older siblings decided upon revenge. A giantess of a man, he challenged his younger brother to a duel, brashly confident in his own abilities. But the sibling man had absorbed much of his enslaved brother's powers, and he easily bested his challenger. This man imprisoned his older brother beneath a great tower, chaining him so that the full weight of the building was forever pressing down on his enormous neck and shoulders. The remaining 4 siblings, realizing that their younger brother had grown too powerful to challenge directly, decided to go after their sister. In secret, they went to her island, but the sister had set up a trap for her kin. Through a massive sacrifice of thousands of basilisks, she created a great pool of poisonous blood at the heart of her domain. When the invaders set foot upon the island, they triggered wars of power that released the magic of the foul pool in a lethal burst, instantly turning 3 of them to stone. Only one sister, a very swiftness sister, was nimble enough to escape. Knowing that her siblings would come after him, she took shelter beneath a massive volcano. There she used her speed and quickness to survive in the labyrinth of tunnels and lava tubes. When the brother learned of the failed attack against his sister wife, his fury knew no bounds. Enraged, he summoned a great storm to lash all the islands together, seeking to flood the chambers where his older sister was hiding. The storms threatened to wash away the land itself, something that their father would not allow. He had stayed neutral in the battles of his children, but once the safety of this land became threatened, he was forced to intervene. The father blunted the storms, and he forbade his kids from destroying the volcano that sheltered their fugitive sister. The brother was loath to let his sister escape retribution, but even he was not strong enough to defy his father. His sister, cunning as ever, knew another way to get revenge. Flashing forward, their siblings are gone. The twins ruled supreme over those lands, worshipped and honored by the Gigans, centaurs, nymphs, and other fae. Ages passed, and the dead siblings were forgotten by the children they had created. As far as history remembered, the twins were the authors of all. But this remote continent, birthed from the mother, could not remain hidden forever. As the centuries passed, these so-called civilized races, humans, elves, dwarves, and their like, began to stumble across the islands at the far reaches of the Forgotten Sea. The first to arrive were refugees and castaways, survivors of ships gone astray. Half drowned, they crawled onto island shores and carved out a meager existence among the native fae races. The brother ignored these newcomers. They were far too weak and pathetic to acknowledge, but the sister found something compelling in their nature. When others came, the explorers and settlers, she stayed her brother's fury and allowed them to land safely so she could study these strange folk. As their numbers grew, the civilized races established small villages along the coasts. Bit by bit, they spread across the islands of this land until their numbers brought them into conflict with the original inhabitants. At first, these races suffered losses whenever they encountered the Fae. They had neither the strength nor numbers to challenge the Gigans or centaurs in battle. They lacked the power to resist the magic tricks and temptations of the nymphs, dryads, and satyrs. Everything changed with the arrival of the dragons, a band of heroes who fought astride great winged mounts. Flashing forward, of all the Dragonlords, 2 brothers were the most ruthless and savage. His elder brother dreamed of being a great king. He offered his protection and that of his dragon to any who would swear allegiance to him. He promised a future in which the so-called civilized species had utter dominance over this land and the Fae. Mortals of all races flocked to his banner. He built fortresses and walled cities to protect his followers from attack, the foundation of what would one day become the great kingdom of Mirtros. The ranks of his armies, under the command of his younger brother, swelled. War was merely a tool, a way to build and secure the future of his people. His brother, however, cared little for the future. He had zero desire to rule or govern, and his only joy was battle and death. Most, including his dragon, thought he was a brave hero seeking glory. The truth was far worse. For war was the only way that the brother could satisfy his bloodlust and cruelty. His victories on the battlefield meant nothing beyond the chance of slaughter and carnage. As his brother's kingdom grew, it expanded into Gaigan territory. Knowing the one-eyed, six-armed giants would not welcome outsiders, he commanded his brother to lead the army against them. In his mind, his brother would break the Gaigan ranks and force the giants to bend their knee. The brother, however, had other plans. Riding on his dragon, he led the charge that routed the Gaigans. The giants fought bravely, but were no match for the Dragonlord and his mount. Once they knew the battle was lost, they threw down their weapons and surrendered. Brothers refused to take prisoners and refused to parley. To the horror of his noble dragon, he ordered his troops to massacre every single Gaigan. The first war had begun. Flashing forward, the atrocities that this man made had his dragon abandon him. But even with his mount, he continued his murderous campaign against the native creatures as the captain of the Ultros, a magical ship with a crew nearly as savage and bloodthirsty as himself. The crew of the Ultros ravaged the islands, leaving slaughter in their wake. The brother, the Titan brother, threw everything against the vessel, trying to smash it with 100-foot waves or drag it down to the bottom of the sea. The magic of the Ultros was so powerful, even the god of storms couldn't sink it. With failure, it fell to the sister to find a way to end the brother's reign of terror. She approached the barbaric captain in a dream. If he swore to end his massacres against her children, she would give him and his crew eternal life by ritual magic. He was naturally wary of a trap, particularly when approached by a naked goddess in his dreams, but he knew that he was safe on the ship. Even the goddess of death could not harm him. Seduced by this goddess, he woke from his dream and slit the throats of his officers at a blood sacrifice to begin her immortality ritual. Flash forward a little bit. At the beginning of this war, the civilized people won many victories. Led by the dragons, they rode roughshod over the armies of the Titans. The children could not stand against the great dragons and were routed time and time again. The armies of Gaigans and Centaurs prayed to Sidon and Lutheria for aid, crying out to the twins to save them from extinction. They begged the Titans to destroy the dragons so that they could beat the civilized races at equal strength on the battlefield. The twins heard their laments and joined the struggle. The tide of war turned in favor of the native races. Even a dragon cannot stand against a Titan. Whenever the dragons took to the skies, Sidon lashed them with raging winds and blasts of lightning, forcing them to the ground, where they became vulnerable to the wrath of Lutheria, who assailed them with her wicked scythe and death magic. Many dragons were lost, and others fled. But the silver dragon, Balmetria, knew that Lutheria and Sidon would eventually find them all. In her final stand against the tyranny of the Titans, the silver dragon threw herself heedlessly against them, tearing and clawing, even after suffering numerous mortal injuries. When at last her energy was exhausted, she collapsed to the ground, dead, and the twins spat on her corpse. But Balmetria's death ripped a hole in the very fabric of reality that rippled throughout the multiverse. Inspired by her sacrifice, 5 celestial beings answered her prayer and came to Thylia to protect her people. These beings are known as the 5 gods, who we still worship today: Mirchos, Vulcan, Pythor, Valis, and Kyra. The 5 pledged themselves to protect the civilized races, restoring the balance of power in the years that followed. An uneasy truce was brokered, creating a peace that has lasted for 500 years, or so is told. And now, when you guys wake up, you're back on the Ultros, and The island, it's gone.
So did we see all of that with our own eyes? Like, do we
Yes.
have the impression that what we saw was real?
Yes.
So we saw the 5 gods coming out of like the skies or whatever.
Yes.
What did all of the titans look like?
Oh, like,
Pictures of them?
I don't have pictures of them. Let's see, so you got Sidon and Lutheria, then you have one who had, like,
Corbin
bright
would go over to Kyra and look at her and say, that story does not seem correct.
And Amitrius walks over and says, I thought the same. Doesn't seem to entirely add up. It seems to be like perhaps the version as told by the 5 gods.
And Kyra says, what are you talking about?
Suddenly,
Did you eat off the food?
Oh, let's say
Corbin
daughter-
would wink at her because she knows Corbin knows.
Amitrius says, did you eat off the food, Kyra?
And she pets her belly. You know I did.
Did you just see a vision
A vision of what?
Suddenly,
of
recalling her
the
daughter
history-
makes sense now.
the history of Thylea?
And she gives a shrug.
Did you not see the vision?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Corbin would ask Amitrius to step away so I could talk to her privately.
And she says, what vision?
Amitrius will obey Corbin's request.
So Corbin would pull Kyra to the side and say, I had a vision of how the 5 gods came into being, but it did not match what you told me.
And she kind of bows her head a little bit.
Corbin
Yeah.
will say, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
He said, well, which version is true? How could you lie to me?
And she'll say, perhaps that was a different version.
Different version?
And she'll kind of give you a look.
Which
Yeah.
version?
And she'll say, the one we told you with the game of the 7 squares, that one is true. This one has to have been a different version.
Why would the island give us all a vision that is not correct?
And she says, I don't know.
It's as if the island was written by different authors.
And she'll say, but the one we told you, that is the true one.
Very well. Because my friends know a false vision, may I tell them the true vision?
And she'll say, and she will give a slow nod. Yes.
Corbin sighs. Huh, he's been waiting so long. So Corbin will walk back over to the others and say, you all had this vision? The same vision of how the gods became into being?
Arcadia
Corbin, wait.
was by herself. She had gone up to the bow of the ship, and she is standing at the bow, looking at the ocean.
Corbin will call her over.
Demetrius will say, hold on, Corbin. I coincidentally overheard what you two were saying, and I don't think it's up to Kyra to decide what is okay. You should be careful because I think you might be about to break an oath, and that has consequences.
Kyra's one of the ones I made the oath to.
Is part of the oath that that you can say it if they say it's okay? That part of the oath?
They released me. I will ask Kyra. I said, does this release me from my oath?
Hold on. Before you go to Kyra, I will say, hold on. Kyra isn't the authority on oaths. Kyra does not get to decide that. Unless she specifically said, I release you from your oath, if it's an oath that you made to her specifically. But if it's an oath you made to all 5 gods, the other 5 gods may need to agree to that. And she might be lying, and you might be breaking an oath and getting punished.
Fine, I will go back to Kyra and I'll say, does this release me from my oath?
And she'll say, I would appreciate it if you don't make it well known. Your friends, or your rather allies, as she looks at Arcadia, your allies, they can know.
I will look back at Amitrius and say, she says that it's okay.
Amitrius will shrug and says, I don't know the contents of your oaths, just be careful.
And really quick, before we continue, I will point out that Baby Vengeance and Baby Aziz are back.
Aww.
Oh.
Corbin will go over and pet Baby Vengeance on the head.
And she seems agitated.
Yeah, I bet.
I will say, think of it this way. The gold is bigger now.
I will gather the party and the dragons in the captain's cabin and lock the door.
Can you all fit in there?
Sure.
You said the dragons too?
The dragons too?
They're tiny again, right? So they'll just sit on someone's shoulder, I guess.
On someone's shoulder? Wormlings are like the size of...
I just want to have a private conversation. We'll just take a bigger room somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Amitrius, why is your cabin so much bigger than the rest of us?
Well, I'm a half a horse, We divided by weight class.
And the bloody captain. Alright, good.
Good to be the captain.
And with sufficient privacy and the party gathered here, I would say, Corbin, that you want to tell us something important?
Wait, you have Gravik in a confined space with everyone?
Yes.
And
let me just make some sleight of hand rolls.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I see you touching anyone?
I don't know, DM, does he see Gravik touching anyone?
Everyone sees you touching.
Corbin, help me out there, and I try to grapple Gravik.
What the? Stop! What?
Tie his hands together.
Let me go!
I will use my rope to tie him up like a cartoon.
This is
I will set him
outrageous.
on
Why
a
are you?
nearby chair.
Why are you all suddenly abusing me?
And I'll say, Corbin.
Corbin will say, in light of the visions that we saw, Kyra has released me from my oath, and I can tell you the story of how the 5 gods actually came into being. And you might have to help me out, Engorgia, because it was a long story. But the short version of the story is Balmitria challenged Sidon and Theria to a game of 20 squares, and she bet them that if but she rigged it so if she lost that they would lose their power, and so she was able to even though she lost the game, she was able to take the power of Sidon and Lutheria and give it to the dragons to become gods. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's the Cliff Notes version. But yeah.
Yeah, the super Cliff
hold
Notes
on.
version.
Where did the dragons then come from? They had to be around.
So the dragons were already the Dragonlords dragons, but they used the power of Sidon and Lutheria to become the 5 gods.
Oh, that's why they were able to cancel their magic
Yes.
as well. Ah, that makes sense.
And so that's why the Sidon and Lutheria are pissed at the 5 gods, because they took their power, some of their power.
But why?
Oh, so are they
there?
sharing the power though? So they took some of their power.
Yes, they took some of their power.
Where did the Dragonlords come from? Like, why did they come to Tylea?
The Dragonlord part of the story was correct.
But they came because
far as I
someone
know.
told them.
Well, they found the islands. They discovered the islands.
They just a bunch of guys ride giant ancient dragons and just find the islands and just start waging wars on the gods there.
Well,
Like,
no, they
what's their motive?
just like they said, they found the islands, and people were being oppressed by the centaurs and the other island races, so they helped them out.
But what about Helios?
What about him?
Wasn't he much older than the 5 gods?
He wasn't really around at that time. It was mainly just Sidon and Lutheria. Something happened to them, like the story. Something happened to the other gods that wasn't really explained in that story that I heard.
So I'll turn to Gravik and I'll ask him: Are there like orders where you are from of people that ride dragons? That doesn't seem like a usual occurrence to me.
Gravik's just gonna glare at Demetrius while he's tied to the chair.
Really, Gravik? Come on, we don't have time.
Untie me and stop. Get Aziz out of my stuff.
I will walk over to Aziz and I will try to pull him out of the bag.
Give me a perception.
It is a bag of holding, so Aziz could probably be pretty deep in there.
So, Demetrius, you noticed that, you saw at the corner of your eye while you were talking, that Aziz was sitting in there throwing shit out of his bag, like just going in there and grabbing it out. And you notice in the pile of the shit on the floor, you see, like, underneath, like, a tunic or something kind of poking out is a bright white book.
I will
That's not
completely
mine.
forget about Aziz and lean over to pick up the book.
How did... I don't... Who's... That's not mine.
Well, I will walk over to Gravik. I assume it's the White Book of Tylea.
Can you untie me?
Fine, but stay 5 feet away from everyone else, okay?
Yeah, whatever. As he gets untied, he's going to take the book and start flipping through it.
It is blank.
He's going to quickly go through every single page. What? He's going to hold the book sideways, try and look at it, and just... This can't be it. And he's going to show it to Demetrius.
I'll take the book and I'll page through it.
It is blank.
He's going to
I
lean up.
think I know what you have to do.
He's gonna lean over Demetrius and like look at it, the book to see if it's any different.
What did you say? Sorry.
I thought he was gonna fill him up.
What were you trying to do, Gavin?
He's like leaning next to like Demetrius, and he like to look at the book too to see if anything's changed.
No.
I know what you have to do, Gravik. You have to take the book to your bedroom. Just spend all night hugging it so that your magics can attune to it.
I told him he could go blind.
Sure. And since he's so close to Demetrius, you know what he's doing.
Stroking him.
Yeah.
What's something going on between you two?
No!
Why do you keep touching me?
Why do you keep touching me?
I'm not touching anyone.
5 feet distance.
Fine. He's gonna snag the book back from him and takes 5 steps back. You know what? I don't have to put up with any of this shit. You guys are all crazy. And he's gonna turn and try and leave the room.
And when he does, I will turn to Nico and I will say, actually, could you have a look at him later?
Nico's sitting there drinking his wine flask, chugging it. Okay. Look at them for what?
Party's acting
I don't
weird
know,
after you're on
just-
that island.
I don't know. Something might be wrong with him. Can you just like a doctor, I guess, see if he's all right in the head, or some magic is afflicting him?
I'll see what I could do.
Because he wasn't like this before, and now he is, and he doesn't seem to notice it. So something is wrong.
Nico doesn't answer. He's still chugging his wine flask until it's empty. Lets out a big belch.
We noticed
I'm just
no difference in
looking at
Nico.
and he's like at 7 HP.
And now Nico's wobbling. Ugh. That's a...
Seems perfectly normal to Corbin.
Okay, does anyone else have any ideas on the god situation, Arcadia?
Yeah, I don't know why we would see a false vision.
What was false about it?
Well, they said Balmetria sacrificed herself, but that's really not what happened. I guess she kind of sacrificed herself, but not in battle. She tricked them with the game of 20 squares.
Arcadia doesn't have any thoughts because it's all new. Well, a lot of it's new information to her, so she just doesn't have anything to say.
You don't have the full write-up of that anywhere, do you?
I just posted it, actually.
Thank
Okay.
God, because I was gonna say, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what was told to Corbin is what I just posted.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
What I told you earlier, all that speech earlier, I can't do that because it was all not fully ad lib, but Chad, I kind of broke it up here and there into different places.
Well, we'll see about the recap next week, because that's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that was really good info, though.
Like I said, it's as if it was a different author. Possibly the one who wrote the module.
No. See that? Well, hang on now. These were both like, so this was split up, but they were both by the same person.
Oh.
Just some things changed.
Discontinuity.
Just the continuation. Yeah.
Yes.
Sus. So you see Vengeance is kind of upset. And she says, I just want to be big again.
Yeah, it was nice when we could fly around together.
This is bullshit. And you'll see Aziz, he'll try to do blow lightning, but only like a little itty bitty comes out of him.
Corbin will lean over and say so Aziz can hear it, but act like I'm not, like he's not supposed to hear it. I'll say to Vengeance, so like, at least you got to enjoy your large size for a while, because you came with me.
Vengeance or Aziz will try and throw something. This is bullshit. Alright, so now what do we want to do?
I would like to go up on deck after this and see if my giant friends can help me identify that quiver I found. You're good at magic things.
Well, and also, do we even know that? Oh yeah, we heard Gravik yell at Demetrius, and I don't know how to identify, you piece of shit.
Yeah, because the giant will look at it and say, "I don't have identify."
Do you have a pearl?
Give you a pearl necklace if you want.
Oh, dude.
Not so Greek.
Corbin will see if he understands that.
Corbin understands that.
I'm on to them. I don't know why it's giving me advantage.
I don't know. It probably still has some effect on.
Probably one of the auras that Demetrius is putting out.
So Gravik would go back to his room and see if this is something that he can actually attune to. Like the white book.
Okay. Are you gonna make sure the pages are stuck together? Sorry, somebody said it, so I had to. You're going to try to attune to it.
Yeah, or find something that's going on with it. Like, it can't just be blank.
I mean, it could.
He'll inspect it a few more times, and then he'll try and go through the attunement process.
Okay, so you're just going to try, like, flip through it and read it? Is that what basically it?
Basically, see if there's some kind of magical element or trick to it.
Give us an Arcana. You definitely tell that there's something different.
Just, it's not, well, is it magical or something else?
Yes.
He'll lock himself away until, like, the urge to touch something becomes too much, then he's gonna leave his, room. But he's gonna try to study it.
Corbin's gonna stand outside the door and go, "You'll go blind, I keep telling you."
The door will open suddenly, and Gravik will just, like, palm his hand across his face and run it across it, and then the door just slams shut. Just hear, like, ah.
I told you, that's nasty.
Ew.
Corbin will run away. Disgusted.
Gravik will be like, huh, that was weird. And he's gonna go back to trying to figure out the book.
Alright. Can't believe you didn't get any treasure. You got treasure. Isn't information treasure? I mean, come on.
I got this quiver that I can't identify.
Didn't Gravik pick up identify?
He did, but he doesn't have a pearl.
Really?
Oh, that's right.
I'll just tell the sailors, focus all of your efforts on finding a pearl during your fishing endeavor. Those are your new orders.
Why don't I just cast breathe water and we go water breathing and we go down to the bottom and look for clams.
Guess that's what we're gonna have to do.
Alright, can you cast that on our best sailors? How many can you cast that on at the same time?
We're over the ocean and we're traveling on. Well, are we? Or we're still just like
Up
hanging
to-
out.
Up
We
to
haven't
the-
set the
We
constellation.
don't know. We don't know where we are. Actually,
Oh yeah.
that's a problem.
Are
There's
we
no island. How
outside
we can't set the thing.
Yeah, where are we still? Are we in the bay by the island, or are we what?
There
There,
is no island.
there is no island.
I
Where
have a
are we?
solution to this
Up
problem.
here.
Are we?
Arcadia,
So
I have
are
a
we on the
solution.
boat? Are we on the ship and are we moving?
You're on the ship. The ship is anchored, but it's in the middle of the ocean.
There's no place.
I
to
know how
cast.
we can solve this problem, guys.
Go down to the ocean floor and cast it.
Well, no. We'll just send some of the crew there to find us some pearls with water breathing, and in the meantime, we use Gravik's new magic to go to Vulcan's Forge.
Oh yeah, good idea.
And then, whilst at Vulcan's Forge, we set the Antikythera, and then we can just teleport back, and there we go.
Smart.
While they're all coming up with this plan, Gravik is now pacing on the deck, trying to like flip through the book. Like, why is where are the letters?
And,
Give
Mitrius
me
will walk up to him and says,
really quick. Grab it. Give me an investigation in the tower. All right, so I'm going to. That's what you see.
It's kind of here, like, I found some. He pointed like the book to, holds the book up and points to something to the rest, of the party, and he quickly goes to try and read what it says.
Okay, I will message you that here in a moment. Alright, oh god, hang on, I gotta type it out. Yeah, you guys can interact with each other while this is going on, and I'll message you when I'm done.
I will, and in the meantime, I will begin directing the crew to start diving for pearls.
Yeah, Nico casts water breathing on 10 sailors as a ritual.
Corbin's staying far away from Gravik now.
And then Nico disappears down into the hold and goes to refill his wine flask with some grog.
And when Mitrius sees that, he goes to walk after Nico because to heal him, he's gonna go down and start drinking again. He steps up to Nico and touches his shoulder. And he says, what's going on with you, Nico? You're drinking an awful lot. You're bleeding, man. You should really take care of that.
I've
Ain't
got
got
no
time.
time to bleed. And he just starts downing some of the grog, and he's like, it keeps me happy.
Corbin will slap him on the back and attempt to join him drink for drink.
And Amitrius, he will whip out a series of metal cups, but you can't have glass on a ship. And he will have a drink with Corbin and Nico, and he will say, "Yeah, I've been there, buddy, but unfortunately, drink is not gonna help you. So keep a grip on it, and if it becomes a problem, just talk to me."
Nico thanks him and pats him on the back. His human back, not his horseback.
Yeah.
You're a good friend, Demetrius. Cheers, everybody.
I will, as I'm getting
Cheers.
more and more drunk, I will relay the tale of, Gravik and what he did in his room.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Did you have a chance to look at him yet, or can you do it tomorrow? Cause something is wrong with that guy. He's not acting his usual strange self.
As you see, grab Nyx by the neck.
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
Arcadia comes
shit.
over and she actually
That's the wrong
draws
kind
her
of-
compass and says, "You put her down now or you lose a hand."
He's gonna like look confused up at Arcadia, and then look what he's holding, and just like quickly lets Nyx go, just an absolute shock and surprise that he was even touching Nyx.
That's the wrong kind of chicken to be choking.
And she looks at him and gets up in his face and says, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You touch my bird again and you're dead."
Okay, sorry.
She pushes him away, like does that double hand just shove, pushes him, and walks off with Nyx and checks her to make sure she's not damaged.
Sure she's not sticky.
Nyx, if she could be stunned, like silence, like what the fuck, that's what Nyx would be doing right now.
Amitrius walks up and he says, "Gravik, Have you discovered anything?
Not really. I found some letters in the book, but it's nonsense.
Just, I think you need to take a break. I don't think you're okay. You're acting.
Yeah, he's like kind of looks around confused. Maybe I'm not sure
How
what's
about this?
go-
Tonight, I'll watch over you tonight, and tomorrow Nico will have a look at you.
And as you're doing that, you see him reach for your bag.
I'll slap his hand away. And, all right. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I suppose.
he
And
will
just
hold out his
even though
hand
like
and
just
say, "Come on."
not even a minute has
I'll take
passed
care of
from
it.
you slapping his hand, but he starts reaching for the bag once again.
Without getting angry, I'll slap his hand again and reach out to take the book, and he says, "I'll hold on to this until Nico clears you."
Oh,
And
okay.
and he will then take him to his quarters.
Actually, I don't feel Can I please have the book back, Demetrius? He starts to reach for the book to take it back, but at the same time, his other hand is reaching for his bag once more.
And Amici says, you'll get it back when you've had a nice long rest, and we can have a look at you. And I'll try to get some crew and lock him into his quarters, and have some guards posted that keep the door locked.
That's where he likes to go, Demetrius. Put him somewhere else.
He's not being punished. I'm doing this to protect him.
Oh.
I don't think he's of some.
Alright, but you gotta clean up in there when he's done.
Make sure you have a lot of tissue paper.
I'll leave some crews to guard over him, some of the dwarf knights and some of the lizard men. And
It's graphic. It ends up being locked in there after like several hours. They just hear pacing and like the sounds of like murmuring, like a drug addict trying to go through detox. Like,
I told you, Demetrius. Bad idea.
I don't know about that. And I'll walk over to Arcadia, and I'll say, Arcadia, are you okay?
She looks like she's in a bad mood, and she's tending to Nyx, who looks like a little stunned.
Did he damage Nyx in any way?
And she looks at her and she says, "I think she's okay. She's just stunned."
Sticky.
Right. I've locked Gravik up for the time being. I don't think he's right. There's something wrong with him. It's not his fault.
For a change.
Just wanted you to be aware of that.
And she says nothing and is sitting there with Nyx.
All right. Well, let me know if you need anything, and he will leave.
And while this is going on, one of the divers comes back up and, "My Lord Nico, we found a pearl." Feeding her honorary
You
nieces.
found a pearl. Oh.
Nice.
He
You
holds
go
it up.
sober enough to talk to them?
Oh, I'm not sober. No. What the? Just a lot clearer. So Nico holds the pearl up and gives it a examination. What color is it?
So when you look at this pearl, you see, you hold up the singular pearl and you see 3 white pearls.
3.
Triple vision.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll say, Nico, can I bring that to Gravik? maybe he can use it together with the book and cast his magic to identify.
Is it? What color? What color's the pearl? Is it like
It's just white. It's white.
whitish pearl? Okay. So he gives it to Beatrice. There you go.
And
Very
he
handy,
just pats
these
him on the
things.
shoulder, and he says, "Tomorrow we're going to move again, so be sober, okay?"
You got it.
And Mitch just nods at him, and he will gather the pearl and the book together, and he will give the crew instructions to keep diving for pearls and to start fishing because they will be staying here overnight, and just to rotate the shifts and such.
Corbin will follow Demetrius with his book. With his quiver, I mean. You need him to identify this thing. If he can stop touching something else.
He just nods and he says, "Yeah, that's a good idea, but you know, Graphic isn't right in his mind. He's acting strange."
Yeah, but he can still identify things.
All right, you wanna go and visit him?
Sure. Give me the pearl.
All right, but be ready for a fight, and I'll give him the pearl, and I'll go with him to Graphic.
Okay.
I'll open the door and I'll hold the pearl out for him to touch. Gravik, touch this instead.
Oh, by the way, he seems to be casting Shatter on the door. What the fuck? He's blowing a hole in the ship. So as you open the door, I guess the door explodes on you, Corbin.
Oomphs.
I barely noticed.
He barely noticed.
Yeah, you notice, man.
You would notice Shatter.
These things happen to Corbin all the time.
That's fair.
I think that's a 6th level spell slot.
No, it's only a 2nd level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But as the door shatters, he's just gonna step out, look at Corbin, and just quickly just put his palm right on his face again, and just like he immediately calms down, like, ah.
I'll hand him the pearl and say, "Here, while you're sane, you use this to identify this quiver."
He's just gonna be like gripping his face and like rubbing his hand all over just as he takes the pearl, like, what?
Yeah, and here, and I'll hand him the quiver. Put your hands all over this, but identify while you're doing it.
I don't know what you're talking. He's gonna start touching the quiver. Like, fine. What happened to my door? Whatever. And he'll start casting Identify.
On the quiver?
Yeah. Let's see. Identify, that's
Was
level
they are
1
doing
spell. So yeah, he'll cast Identify on the quiver.
Alright.
Whilst they are doing
Go ahead.
that, I will get the ship's carpenter to try and fix the door, and I will get a goat from the hold, and I will park it in the center of Graphic's room.
So when you go down into
I wonder if the carpenter is too busy building a big perch for Aziz.
Yeah. Well, also, while when you go down to the hold for the goat, you see something that it was never there before, and it looks like this. It's a 6-foot tall bronze wheel that's been set on a stand.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, our Wheel of Fortune was delivered.
Oh, you're still in Graphic's room. So I walk up to the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and I give it a spin.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
Roll me. I'm not going to share this with you. So roll me a d20.
Oh god. We'll never see Demetrius again. We won't know what happened to him.
Oh shit.
And so I'll also mention this. So along the wheel are inscriptions showing each major constellation. At the top of the wheel is a symbol of the mother goddess pointing down. So then you spin the wheel, and it lands on a warrior. So I don't know what happened. Something will happen.
Do I feel anything?
You do not.
And like I just see that it has landed on the image of a wall.
Correct.
I will go and I will try to pick up an extremely heavy crate.
Give me your strength. You're able to lift it up easily.
Whoa! Amazing! I just got the mighty power of a warrior infused into me. And I will. What was I doing again? I was
Getting
A
a goat.
I was getting a live goat. Yeah, goat. So I'm bringing the goat back to Gravik.
And
I'm. What were you saying?
yeah, go ahead.
I was bringing the live goat back, and as I enter the room, Corbin immediately notices that something is wrong because Amitrius has a super smug look on his face. You know, the type of look that just says, "I just got something that you really want, but I got it." That type of look, and he gives the goat and he sets it in the center of the room, but he doesn't say anything. He just makes that look at Corbin, taunting Corbin almost to ask.
Corbin's still interested in the quiver that
Well,
was in the face.
yeah, this would have been identified while he was spinning said wheel. So you know that this is a quiver of Elona. Each of the quiver's 3 components connects to an extra-dimensional space that allows the quiver to hold numerous items while never weighing more than 2 pounds, and etc., etc. There is the info.
Ooh. Damn. $60 arrows, bolts.
Nice. Lots of javelins.
And Amitrius, he gives Cormo a scolding look now. Like, really? You're gonna keep it?
What does Arcadia need it for?
Why would this come up? Like, I don't get why he would want to keep
Be
the
the
thing.
better man. You're gonna get the next item, okay?
I'm just waiting for that wonderful wheel to show up. I want to
Yeah,
make sure I
about
get the
that,
first,
and
I want to make
suddenly
sure I
it's-
get the first spin.
And suddenly, Amitrius, he begins laughing and smug look again. Oh, that wheel, yeah, I completely forgot about that. You know, I wonder what it looks like, you know, and he begins describing the wheel. He's like, I bet it looks like this, and I bet it has images on it, and I bet if you like land on the warrior, it gives you increased strength. Like information he could only know if he had seen the wheel.
Corbin was like, wow, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah, it must be that thing down in the hole.
Wait, we got it? How do we
Yep.
decide who
And
uses it?
guess who had the first spin?
Ah, you scum horse. How often can it be used? I don't know how we're supposed to use that thing.
We were
I have
told
no
once a
idea.
day.
Mm.
Volcon told us once a day.
Oh, so I guess we gotta wait another day. Say,
I have no idea.
I'll whisper to Amitrius, don't tell Nico, he's too drunk to spin anyway.
A creature. Yeah.
Oh wait, so we can all use it once a day?
Yes.
Oh. Then Corbin would give it a spin.
Roll me a d20.
So, oh, watch this.
Alright. So it will land on the picture of a centaur.
I'll
I'll look at.
Do I feel like
Corbin
Amitrius?
No. Nothing happens, actually.
What the hell is going on?
I'll try running around really fast. Or I'll try putting Amitrius on my back.
Okay. No, nothing happened.
No, running so I
Does
don't
the
appeal
thing
to be any
glow or
faster.
anything?
No. What'd you say, Dan?
Glow? Or does it have like an activation GFX?
It does not.
Did you
Corbin
guys
will ask
notice?
Try
Dimitri.
spinning again.
Maybe
You
we
guys
should
are-
have Gravik identify the things so we know what each thing does.
Yeah.
He
Gravik,
likes
can you
touching
identify
things. Touch this.
Well, it seems well made.
Use the
Uh,
portal. Touch it.
Fine. He'll cast Identify on it.
On
The wheel.
what are you trying to identify?
Precise instructions.
Yeah, I guess precise instructions to figure out if it is. Like, we didn't go pick it up, I guess, and everyone just starts spinning this random object that appeared in our hold.
There's no directions. It's just like it's a spin, and something will happen. Just because it hasn't happened right now doesn't mean that it hasn't already happened.
So Nico's
Oh,
down
the-
in the hold too, but he's filling up his wine flask, and he notices you guys spinning the wheel.
Come up and spin this.
Oh wait, so
Oh
this
boy!
is
Oh
the-
boy!
So this is the wheel of fort. Who picked it up while we were off doing our thing?
I have no idea.
And
They
we're
both
just
use this god magic.
you're just gonna start spinning the random object that magically appeared in the hold of our ship.
Out to me.
That's the guy that
Obviously.
touches everything.
I don't touch everything. What are you talking about?
So
He
if a
has
magic wheel appears
As he
in the
tries
bottom
to
of your
touch-
ship, you don't spin it instantly.
as he starts touching Corbin.
Oh.
Go identify your book. Go identify your book.
I
Nico will
already
run up
tried
and
to
spin the
identify the.
wheel.
What?
All right, roll me a d20, Nico.
Nice.
Roll. All right, so you spin the wheel. It lands on the picture of a pig. Spin again. Spin again.
He gets another spin.
A pig. I feel like this is gonna fuck with us in various ways.
It lands on a picture of a spear. You actually feel a lot stronger now.
And horse, let's wrestle.
Hold on! Why always me? Whenever anyone wants to test an ability or start a fight, it's always
You're the biggest
me.
one.
No, you fight Corbin this time. He can grow now. It's a thing.
Let's go, Tiny.
Alright, I'll try to wrestle him.
Okay.
I guess I gotta target him.
A lot better than he used to do.
Still pretty weak, but I think the alcohol's helping him. Giving
well-
him beer muscles.
Oh yeah,
This-
I underestimated him once, and then he turned into a fucking monkey and beat my ass.
I'm feeling very horseish.
I'm glad that you all got your toy. I'm gonna go sleep. This. I don't know. I'm gonna go rest, and then. I guess we don't have to go to the forge anymore.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
we can't get out of here.
Okay, I need to recover some, and then I'll bring up the magic circle, and he'll just he'll stumble back to his room, and just, can I get a new door made? I don't know what happened to mine. Did you break it, Demetrius?
Shut up and go to sleep.
Touch that goat if you need to touch something.
My God.
Ah. I guess he absent-mindedly spins the wheel as he walks away.
Wait, you're not allowed to spin the wheel.
No, I will bat his hand away.
Roll a d20.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
So you feel smarter, actually.
No. Does he realize what's wrong with him?
Yeah, he just feels smarter all of a sudden.
What was the picture again?
By bear.
A bear. Feels smart. Since he's the smartest person in the group, he's not even really gonna pick up on that.
Smarter than the average bear?
Yeah.
Hey, boo boo.
He's gonna walk back to his room, and I guess he'll try and do another Arcana check on the book since he feels smarter. Maybe had an epiphany or something. Oop.
Okay. So, other than the letters, that's all you see.
He's just gonna close. Oh wait, I forgot that Demetrius took the book.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
I
he'll.
will have given it back to you when you walked away, because Corbin said you were gonna identify it.
Okay, so he's gonna walk back to his room and rest so he can regain his spell slots.
So, as you guys are kind of talking and all this shit, your ship is suddenly slammed by a storm gale, and you hear people up top saying, "Oh shit!" as violent waves crash over the deck, and you feel yourself getting sucked into a current.
Well, we're hoping this doesn't happen because what I was going to tell you while we were doing this was I'm assuming like when those crew members are going down to search for the pearl, because I never really thought about this, because usually the Ultros is moving, but what is there, like a rope ladder down into the water? Is that how they were getting down there?
Yeah.
And an anchor.
Because Arcadia was gonna, Arcadia was going to. She was going to go into the ocean and take a swim because she knows that salt water is good for all of her wounds. Because she really got hurt.
Okay.
And she was gonna get the grime off of her. So she was actually out there. So I don't know if that's when this happens or not, or that she's back in. And I just thought I'd mention it.
I would assume you would see the storm coming in, and would probably swim back.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so yeah, but that's what she did when everybody else was doing everything else. She was like really seemed to be wanting to be by herself and was deep in thought, and then she, got Nyx calmed down and then went and took a swim.
Okay.
I'll begin rushing upstairs, but before I'll say to Corbin, come on, be the better man, give the quiver and the arrows to Arcadia. You can have the chariot.
I haven't seen her lately. She's flying around out there in the ocean, in the storm.
Yeah. She's not even 20 yet. She's having a moment. Come on, let's go.
So as you get on top, up on top of the deck, you see Arcadia up there, and you see lightning flashing, illuminating a massive whirlpool just ahead of you. And as your ship draws closer, you can see two massive stone hands reaching out of the maelstrom, beckoning you into a broad funnel of water, which leads down into the deepest fathoms of the sea.
Well, Arcadia drops to her knees when she sees that, because I'm assuming, because during that, what she was thinking about so much was when she had that dream that everybody else had. I think that's the first time she's ever seen her god. I mean, like, at least something that looked like him. So she's been really thinking about him, especially after Zymor gave her that message from him. So when she sees those hands, she drops to her knees and clasps the necklace around her.
Do they look like Kentamane's hands, or do they look like Sidon's hands?
Massive,
massive
stone hands.
Stone hands. Yeah,
so
that's what I
definitely
thought.
Kentamane.
And she says, "Father."
Pythor's here?
I'm no daughter of Pythor. I'm the daughter of Kentamane. And then she, do they look?
I will hand her.
Does she get a feeling?
This is from Pythor.
She's not even paying
Sailor,
attention
set sail
because
in
she doesn't notice this. She gets a feeling that this is dangerous or that this is something good.
You are getting sucked into a whirlpool.
Well, but she's very confused. She doesn't know what to do because this is a sign of her god. Maybe he's beckoning. So she has no idea what to do. She just is kind of dumbstruck, and you don't see her like that too often. So I'm just going to say she sits there. she's on her knees,
Corbin's
and
standing
she
there
doesn't
a
even
little
notice.
Corbin's standing there a little stunned, but he'll kind of, because the last thing Ametria said was to give her the quiver, so he'll say, if this is the last thing we'll see, Pythor would probably want you to have these, and I'll give her the quiver.
She kind of absentmindedly says, "What's this?"
It has infinite pockets in it. It can hold all kinds of cheesy potatoes and everything. Very good. I think you'll find good uses from it. It's in the party sheet under.
It seems like it might be an ancient magic Amazon quiver because you know the name Ilona.
Oh, I have to look that up.
Try a history check, maybe.
I will have like kind of blotted out the name Elonia and written in Pythor's quiver.
And keep in mind, I don't think she would be doing a history check while getting sucked into a bloody whirlpool.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think we'd be paying attention to what Demetrius is screaming. Get below
No.
deck!
Yeah, she's really distracted. So, yeah.
All right, so you're telling him to steer into it?
Yeah, honestly, does it just seem like something we can escape? Like, why would Cantimate summon a whirlpool on our asses unless we're meant to, like, you know, go with the flow, I guess?
Corbin pretends he knows exactly what's going on, and he tells him to go into it.
All right.
He just takes over.
Anyone else have any input that isn't "please stop killing us"?
So as you steer into this, rather than sucking your ship down to the ocean floor, the whirlpool has apparently transported you into a dark abyssal sea.
Oh no!
The waters that now surround you are black and expansive, stretching in all directions under a claustrophobic sky which is full of strange lights. And after a few moments of disorientation, you assess your new surroundings. Monotonous black waves, alien skies stretch for as far as the eye can see. The stars are strange and unrecognizable. In stark contrast to the rolling oceans above, everything here is deathly silent. The smell of briny seawater has been replaced with a pervasive metallic odor. You can hear something sizzling against the hull of your ship. Sizzling.
So,
Arcadia's gonna stand up and look.
You said it was deathly quiet here, right?
Yes.
So, if anyone's observing us from a distance, they hear a mighty thunderclap as Gravik does strike Demetrius with thunderclap from his staff.
And
What?
With that, we'll pick it up next week.
Oh boy, oh boy. Ah,
Wow, you really did end on time.
Yeah.
is that a pyramid?
Looks like it.
Or a mountain or something, or a pyramid,
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
I can't see. I gotta go look on the Twitch. I gotta go to the.
And you can see, that that's the Ultros. So, it's a
Oh,
massive.
Oh, let's see if I can see this. Oh, what the hell? Oh my God! It's like what? What is that? Well, you know.
Now what? All right.
Just another day.
Yeah, just another day. And still, you don't know what day it is.
still don't. Oh boy.
Especially because.
Yeah. We could be outside the peace window.
Yeah, especially because the Wheel of Fortune itself was supposed to take 9 days, and it's already transported on your ship. So.
That is odd indeed.
So
Corbin will have to search the ship for other items that were supposed to arrive.
Oh yeah. Was Kondos on deck?
he was.
Okay. 'Cause you know what I'm gonna ask him when we start the next session.
But yeah, that was fun. We'll go out there and pick it up next week.
Figure out
Sus.
what the sign of the horse did to me.
Sus shit.
Sail directly into the world pool of death.
Oh, that's probably why he hit him with Thunderwave.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
He was holding off, and then once he found out where they had been transported to, he couldn't help himself, so he slapped Demetrius with Thunderclap, which anyone within 60 feet of him would get it too, and there'd be an audible thunderclap for 600 feet.
And do they get pushed off or does it get moved back or anything? Or
I believe they do. Let me see.
It's only 10 feet, though.
Yeah, I think it's only 10 feet.
So
they're deafened. The creature
It's
takes
3d6 damage though.
So when
you better
that goes,
hope not, because Arcadia moved to the edge to the railing of the ship to look over at the sizzling sound. So if she gets thrown off the edge of the ship, that's going to be bad.
Oh,
Because she has 8 hit.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She has 8 hit points, and she didn't bother healing herself. So we'll see.
He's getting
Gravity kind of tunnel visioned on Demetrius with like burning hatred. So
What did he do?
Kind of
we're still into a whirlpool of death. What can happen? What could go wrong?
Well, it's not like he had much choice in that.
like those scenes where something like extremely horrible happens because of one person in the world. This world just kind of tunnel visions, and you hear a ringing in your ears. It's kind of what Gravik went through for that, just for a brief moment.
Be upset at Kentibane. No fees or minimums, and no.
We don't have anyone streaming.
Kentibane did not order the crew to sail into the whirlpool.
Is anyone on Fantasy Ground streaming?
Clearly, Gravik doesn't understand the intricacies of sea travel. If you steer against it, the ship will capsize, obviously.
Although, interestingly enough, in that story, if we can believe it, even though that apparently it was giving a false account of Valmetria, it did say that Sidon couldn't, all the Lord of the Storms could not sink the Ultros.
That's right.
Sus.
But Kentimane is a lot stronger than Sidon because told him not to bother Chelsea. So anyway, we'll see.
Alright. That was fun though.
Yeah, that was a good game today.
Yeah.
Nice fight. Nice. Got a Wheel of Fortune. Got some.
No idea what it does, but we have it.
Escaped the island of chatfuckery. Island of time. What?
Yeah, I went to the island of Chadfuckery time, and all I got was a bratwurst.
A boat? No, you got a boat with pockets now from.
Well, she doesn't know
Right
that
word.
still. She's not paying attention.
Imagine it being like a dress that has pockets.
Mm.
It's the best kind.
Fun. Well, you got some information.
Well, I mean, like you guys were sitting down, chowing down at all these things like deviled eggs and fish and sushi, and like Arcadia was busy, talking to that Sphinx, and then sat down and Corbin convinced her to put a wiener in her mouth, and she ate it and then fell asleep.
And then tell us.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of what happens after you have it. Totally normal.
Good.
Are we still on?
Yes, we are.
Will she want to smoke some tobacco?
Yeah, you want a cigarette after? Alright, I'm going to cut stream. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a happy new year. I had a good year streaming and hanging out with people in this game and stuff like that. So, thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you next broadcast. So, take care, and we'll see you next time.